Barnes Restaurant is celebrating 50 years of serving Savannah, offering these delicious, money-saving takeout specials.
20-piece hand-breaded chicken finger basket for only $19.75. 12 pieces fried or rotisserie chicken for only $19.75. And feed a large group quick with our 50-piece fried or rotisserie chicken for just $50.
Call ahead for faster service or order online at barnesrestaurant.com.
Good evening and welcome to another night of Benedictine High School football, as it is not Friday night, it is Thursday night. But I'm Kevin Thomas, he is Christian Gokel, and we are here at Pooler Stadium getting ready for the regular season finale. Hard to believe we say regular season finale, Christian Gokel, but it is here tonight in the final regular season game. Of course, we know there's more football to be played. BC will have at least one more. That will be at Savannah Memorial Stadium. If they win that, which you should get a favorable matchup, 1 versus 4, you'll have another game at least at home. So much a contrast to, and it's a little shaky up here, much the contrast to last year having to go on the road, but took care of business in a big way last week up at Perry. And tonight you try to just finish with a lot of positives. Don't want it clunky and clanky. Want to come out, play a clean, crisp game, get an off week, and go into the postseason.
100%, Kevin. And communicate with Danny during the Danny Britt show just a little bit earlier today. It's a double dose of me on your screen today, which I apologize for. But you had a game last week where it felt like you kind of got 2 wins. 1, you get the win and you win the region championship. But B, you found out a lot about your football team. There's a lot of teams that can get up, and then when the tide starts to turn the other way and the team starts coming back, you kind of fold because the momentum's against you. Your team buckled down, scored 14 unanswered points, and won the football game, won the region. We say it all the time, and it's kind of say it jokingly, but it was so true last week. It's always better to learn lessons during a win than during a loss. And I thought last week you got a lot of tape on your team of stuff that you can work on going into this game and then into the playoffs, and I thought that was invaluable. Quick turnaround tonight on a Thursday night, so curious how much time you got to address that during this week versus coming up on the bye week, but still curious to see some of the things that maybe were lacking last week that this team can come out and execute with. That's the number one thing we're looking for tonight is the offense executing fluidly, no pre-snap penalties, no holding, and defense eyes in the right spot and tackling.
And again, this is in some ways you're playing New Hampstead, who's got 2 wins on the season. They're going through senior night festivities as we speak, but this is a from a coaching standpoint, take care of business. If we come out and play the way you're supposed to, a lot of guys can play. We should be able to get out of here healthy and continue to just move ahead and get ready for the playoffs, which, again, Christian, you and I joked, you got a week off next week, which I think the whole state gets a week off before the playoffs, and that's to set up the availability for Mercedes-Benz. And yes, that they would take a whole week off just to make sure that works out. But, I mean, again, Christian, we laughed about this a few weeks ago just because of the way the schedule played out with only 9 regular season games. There is an off week in the middle of the playoffs as well, again, to, I think, get away from Georgia Tech, which play on that Friday night. So if you make this run to the championship, you can literally play the entire season having never played more than 3 weeks in a row of football, and that's just odd.
Well, I think that got eliminated talking to Danny
did it?
today.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be a straight run. If you make it to Mercedes-Benz, you get the first bye week, and then you'd have to play 5 weeks in a row to do that. But kind of kicking that week up away, so you do have that game where the SEC championship will be there. You've kind of pushed past that. So talking to Danny, that's kind of how they have it set. But yeah, I mean, another bye week I think is going to be big just because you get set for that run.
I got to feel this team's about as healthy as any team in the state because of that, because you've played 3 weeks, had an off week, had a couple of off weeks back to back there, then you play 3 games, have an off week, you play 3 games, you're going to have an off week. I mean, you just haven't had the rigors of, fellas, we just played 7 straight weeks. We're tired. You know, it's like you haven't really gotten to that point.
No, and you really beginning of the year, you were hurting, and you had a lot of guys out. You lost almost 3/4 of your secondary at some point during the season, and you've gotten those guys back, and knock on wood, they've stayed healthy. And I think that's been huge. The offensive line, one of those units where they've been pretty cohesive throughout the year, haven't really been missing anybody. Everybody stayed healthy, and you've been able to get out there and develop and get better. Same with that defensive line, Gavin Smith, Isaac Scott, Cam Cody, and LaDamian. LaDamian's missed a little bit of time, but those 3 guys with their hands in the dirt have much been consistently there. Throw Jameer Lee in there as well. So health has been a huge advantage, and I think it's the reason you're able to go beat Perry and Ware on the road is because you had that full complement.
Offense is fun. Defense wins you championships, Christian, and it really feels like this BC defense Again, they didn't have Mackay until 3-4 weeks into the season. But defensively up front, I mean, they're as good as anybody. And, I think they were on the field too much against Buford, but you look at the other games besides Buford, you have 4 or 5 games where you've allowed a touchdown of 20 yards or less because of how it was set up. Outside of that, you pitched a couple of shutouts. I mean, I think you're going to look back and say, yeah, they gave up some points here. I mean, hard to appreciate how truly dominating this first defensive unit is and has played.
And I don't think points per game is always necessarily the stat to point at with a defense. I'd say yards per play, explosives giving up, because you look at this team, they're not giving up much more than 200 yards a game, which is just unbelievable. And there's been some games where teams haven't really picked up a first down unless you gave it to them with a penalty or something like that. So it's been a really, really dominant performance from this defense. And I think what has been to their advantage is it's a lot of guys who have played a lot of football. Larson Little has played a lot of football. Amari Burse has played a lot of football for you guys. White Estabrook, you think that dude's played a little bit of ball for you. Mackay, his health's been better this year. He's played a lot of football for you. I mean, last year, dominating safety. I think we've just seen that continue to grow this year. And then, of course, all those guys across the front seven. So you have a group, not just of seniors, but just guys who have played a lot that have really stepped up and let that offense kind of grow into their own as the season has gone.
Certainly. We are coming to you from Pooler Stadium on this cool, chilly Thursday night as we wrap up the regular season. It is the Barnes Restaurant pregame show. They are celebrating 50 years in Savannah. And again, heading into a big football weekend, call Barnes for some of those 50-year anniversary specials as Christian walks right in front of me.
Well, there's nowhere else to go up here.
Here as well. 50 pieces of chicken, $50. 50 chicken tenders, $50. 5 pounds of pulled pork, $50. They got great specials there celebrating 50 years. Get them on your speed dial for game day coming up this weekend. And before we go any further, I know we'll get asked. Yes, we'll have video tonight. Yes. So you will be able to see the game for you here from Pooler Stadium. So you're looking at my ugly mug now. We'll have some great action coming up here in just a little bit. We're coming right back. This is Watch BC Sports, the Barnes Restaurant pregame show.
I'm Kenny Granger from Cash and Carry. We're a family-owned business right here in Savannah. We have sections of vehicles that really make it all simple. You'll get a printout of where the vehicle's at, the color of the vehicle. We really want them to be able to come in the yard and find out right where they need to be. The average savings would be at least 70, 80, could be even 90% compared to original manufactured parts. So you can come to a place like Cash and Carry and find the parts that you need at an extremely reasonable price. We'd love for you to come check us out.
Barnes Restaurant is celebrating 50 years of serving Savannah, offering these delicious, money-saving takeout specials.
20-piece hand-breaded chicken finger basket for only $19.75. 12 pieces fried or rotisserie chicken for only $19.75. And feed a large group quick with our 50-piece fried or rotisserie chicken for just $50.
Call ahead for faster service or order online at barnesrestaurant.com.
Criminal defense, family law, child custody, DUI, and divorce. When so much is on the line, you need expert legal representation. The one to call is Savannah's own Jonathan V. Dunn, PC, attorney at law. Voted the Thomson Reuters super lawyer consecutively since 2023 and an Avo top attorney rating of 9.7. You can count on Jonathan V. Dunn to leave no stone unturned to deliver the justice you seek. Contact 912-200-9352 or online at jvdattorney.com. BC Brothers Moving is Savannah's most trusted moving service. From residential to commercial to packing supplies, BC Brothers does it all. Let BC Brothers' energetic, trustworthy team wrap it, pack it, and move it for you. Check out BC Brothers online at bcbrothersmoving.com or give them a like on Facebook.
Welcome back here to the Barnes Restaurant pregame show high atop Pooler Stadium here on a Thursday night season finale. Regular season finale. Kevin Thomas, Christian Gokel here with you. Again, senior night festivities going on for New Hampstead. And again, when the cadets take the field, obviously it is score early, score often.
Yeah.
Let some of the young guys come in and play. And again, those are invaluable reps. And I heard Coach Britt talking with you earlier today saying, look, we're an extremely deep team because we've had a number of guys that have been able to come in and play. And you think he hasn't started, but Jameer Leah guys played an awful lot. You've gotten a lot of guys playing at linebacker and corner as well that have been able to get a lot of reps on that defensive side offense. I mean, how many running backs have gotten in to carry the football here this year and catch a football? I think Stephen had touchdowns to 5-6 different guys a couple weeks ago. So you've really gotten a lot of depth out of this football team.
100%. And we were talking about just the health that you have tonight, really just 2 injuries that you're looking at. Bennett Holloway is going to be kind of a game time decision, your tight end, because he's just got a little bit of an upper body thing going on. And it's one of those things where maybe give him that extra bye week this week if you can to get him ready for the playoffs. And then Chris Stokes, the young running back, superstar who's really stepped up on special teams. I don't think he's going to be available tonight either. But besides that, I think you've got your full complement of threats, guys who have been out there so far. And it's interesting, Kevin, about how quickly it can turn, because you talk about depth. You have guys that I think can play different positions when you need to, and you feel very comfortable about putting them out. So if a Mekhi Williams goes out wide Esterbrook, you feel comfortable playing Josh Washington at one of those safety spots. And then on the flip side of that, corner, you lose Amari Burse. You lose JoJo Sutton. Bubba Frazier comes running out of the bathroom and onto the field. Swears he washed his hands, so everybody's good on that. But goes running out of field onto the bathroom, pick 6 last week on the first play. So you have guys that are cross-trained. You're really not doing it as much anymore in practice, but during the summer, during the spring, you're cross-training those guys for those emergency situations. So you have depth just in the sense of these guys have played a lot of football, and you have guys behind them that have played a lot of football, but you also have a bunch of guys that have cross-trained, including the offense and defensive line as well, if they need to switch that up. So I think this is a very deep team and poised to make a deep run.
Certainly. And again, Pooler Stadium, beautiful facility here in Pooler, and much like back at Memorial Stadium, AstroTurf or artificial grass. So another fast track out here at Pooler.
Yeah, and I think that's an advantage for BC. You've got those athletes on the outside who give you the one move and then turn on the burners. A field like this, that really allows you to show it off. We were talking about that during the Ware game, because Ware, a natural grass field, and
they're one of the only ones.
Yeah, and you're kind of curious, hey, what's the weather going to look like? Because if it is kind of sloppy, that kind of slows you down and takes away some of the advantages that this BC offense has. So I think tonight it's about picture perfect. And we talked about this last week during the Perry game. When it's 80 degrees and it flips down to 60 degrees, you get that moisture on the ball. Tonight, it's been about 55 to 60 all day. I think this is just going to be a perfect night. Very little wind, perfect night to put up some big points.
Yeah, once you get running around, hitting each other, and get the sweat going, it feels great. I'm sure with all the pads on.
Us old guys up here, though, we get a little chilly.
Yeah, when you have to stand up here, it's one of those things where it's windy up here on the ground. It's really not that bad, but you get up here and it's like, where did all this wind come from? So we'll see how that goes. Christian, a couple things to talk about here as well. The kicking game has been something that's been a work in progress all season long. It could certainly win you a game in the playoffs. It could cost you a game in the playoffs. I thought last week punting was very inconsistent. Kickoffs, John Brenton hurt his back, wasn't able to do it. Parker Lewis comes in, and again, those guys are capable, but they haven't done it a whole lot. And how much of we'd like to kick it in the end zone, but again, it gets colder. Maybe the legs get a little stiff, just not able to get that drive for a guy that hadn't done it as much. Maybe you have to start directional kicking, and how does that play into a situation? Not maybe tonight, but when you start getting in the playoffs.
Well, it was interesting talking to Danny about it, because it looked certainly like something they called, but the reality is John Brenton on the first kick tweaked his back, and that's why it ended up going high and short. But in seeing that, they saw that Perry didn't seem overly confident fielding it. So when Parker Lewis came in for the rest of the game, they had him go with the sky kicks, and you end up recovering 2 of those. And outside of that, I think maybe one kick return they got out past the 35. But besides that, they did not handle it well. I think you probably try the same thing tonight, at least on the first one. Put it up high, see how they handle it. And then if they hit a fair catch or they get a big return, cool. We're going to try to coffin corner it into the end zone, make them come out and return it. But I don't see a problem with trying that early.
Yeah, I think there was a time you and I were watching saying, the strategy might be just kick it out of bounds. And just
well, you got a team like Ware that knows how to coach that up. It's probably your best strategy.
But again, so that'll be something certainly to move on. Steven, again, had an inconsistent night. I mean, he's got a huge leg, but had a couple that he missed. And I think a couple of 10, 15 yarders in there to go with a 49-yarder. So, how does that get consistent once you get into the playoffs and your ability to flip the field versus essentially, hey, we gave you a free set of downs here in positive territory.
I think he's been a net positive in the punting game since he came in. I mean, he's boomed some 40, 50 yarders. And the reality is, even the NFL level, a guy's going to shank one every now and then. I think with Steven, if you asked him, the reality is, I think he was frustrated from some of his quarterbacking, and then immediately had to punt, and we called it, I think we said it at the same time, just right up the elevator shaft on that one. So you got to have that goldfish brain. You can't let the last play affect the next play, and I think that might have trickled in a little bit. But again, I think he's a punter who a lot of teams would like to have because he's a guy who can consistently hit it 40, 50 yards. He also happens to be a pretty damn good quarterback too.
Very, very elite arm talent. We are counting you down towards kickoff here at Pooler Stadium. It's the Barnes Restaurant pregame show. We are coming right back here on Watch BC Sports.
As the world's largest lifestyle retailer of recreational boats and yachts, MarineMax is dedicated to connecting people with life-changing experiences on the water. More than just a boat retailer, MarineMax offers a complete range of services. 3518 Old Tybee Road, Thunderbolt, and online at marinemax.com.
Plan your hunting getaway and escape to experience the beauty of Mossy Pond. Our diverse property right here in Pierce County allows you to enjoy various types of hunts, including plantation-style quail, hog, pheasant, and flooded timber-style duck hunts, all within 24 hours. At the center of it all, experience scenic, rustic, beautiful, and inviting amenities like luxury lodging, our first-class pro shop, fine dining, and the perfect event space. Book now and see why Mossy Pond Lodge is Georgia's premier hunting paradise.
Welcome back here to Pooler Stadium. He's Christian O'Callum, Kevin Thomas. We are counting you down towards the kickoff between BC and New Hampstead. And yes, we will have video for you coming up here in just a couple moments of tonight's football game, the regular season finale between the Phoenix and your Benedictine Cadets. And again, that sets up for the postseason. Again, a bye week after this week for everybody in the state. So tomorrow night, the last Friday night football game in the regular season for everybody. In the state. Everybody gets a bye week, and then into the playoffs. Christian, you went and double-checked. There is a bye. Everybody gets the week off before the state championship. So everybody will get 2 weeks to get ready, kind of like Super Bowl.
If you make it through the semifinals and make it to state, you get a bye week before that. That's when the SEC championship will be, and then they play that. So it won't be right in the middle of the playoffs like it was last year when they kind of did that by the seat of their pants a little bit. But this one it's already scheduled. So the state championships would be the 15th through the 17th.
So that's way down the road. You got a lot of business to take care of first. But, again, BC going to be a number one seed, going to be at home. And it's the old you control your destiny kind of thing. You win, you're going to get to stay at home again. You win, and then it comes down to maybe a couple of coin flips if you have to go on the road. And sometimes it plays in your favor. Sometimes it doesn't, like we saw last year. But a couple of those runs that the Cadets have gone on, stayed at home the whole way through until you got it is such. Well, I think it's when you say how big is it? I mean, if you're talking about Buford going over to play in Marietta, okay, maybe not a huge deal. When you're talking about a team that comes from the Atlanta area all the way down to the coast, 4 or 5 hours, that is a huge deal. Well, to not have to make that trip.
To your point, when you look back at the 2021 and 2022 season, I think you won every single coin toss. And so played those semifinals games at home. You had North Oconee coming down to Savannah instead of you making that right up there, and Marist the same thing. So it's a massive deal. They're
going to pause here for the national anthem. We'll step aside one more time. We'll come back and continue counting you down to the kickoff here at Pooler Stadium. This is Kevin and Christian. This is the Barnes pregame show here on Watch BC Sports.
Barnes Restaurant is celebrating 50 years of serving Savannah, offering these delicious, money-saving takeout specials.
20-piece hand-breaded chicken finger basket for only $19.75. 12 pieces fried or rotisserie chicken for only $19.75. And feed a large group quick with our 50-piece fried or rotisserie chicken for just $50.
Call ahead for faster service or order online at barnesrestaurant.com.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Vernon Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the Shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
Want to make some extra cash just by sitting on your couch? At Cash and Carry in Savannah, Georgia, we buy any car, no matter the condition, and take it right off the road. Just visit the link, enter your car details, and get an instant offer. Cash in Carry, turning cars into cash without leaving your couch.
Welcome back here to Pooler Stadium. Kevin and Christian here with you on this Thursday night. So with the lone Thursday night game of the season here for BC, it is the regular season finale. So Tet's trying to finish it up 7-2. Again, Christian, you think all the way back, a 1-point loss the last second of the ball game to Colquitt County. Of course, Buford is, I think, what Buford is. They are a phenomenal football team, and again, I think if you played that game 100 times, same conditions, it may not have gone any differently, given some guys that are still young on the offensive line at that point. But after that, you kind of fell into that groove and saw marked improvement. And we've seen that a couple times from a Danny Britt coach team where early in the season, maybe not playing their best. We saw that several years ago. They go on the road to Buford, get absolutely housed by Buford, and just a horrendous Buford.
Yeah.
Did I say Buford? I said Buford. Buford.
Close.
Sorry.
Hey, we only lost by 1 to Buford.
I was just making sure, but they got to Buford, lost. Had the players only meeting. Said, guys,
it's the maddest I have seen Danny.
Got to play. Yeah, he's like, I apologize to everybody for that, and they had a players only meeting, and they didn't lose another game the rest of the season there. So I feel like you see teams evolve over the course of the year, and it's just sports in general, football in general. You play more, you get better.
Yeah.
How many people thought Alabama was dead after they lost to Florida State in week 1, and now everyone's like, oh, Kalen DeBoer, I'm doing one of the best coaching jobs in there. I mean, it's like it was one game, folks. But I feel like with this BC team, you can go back and say week 1, you let one slip away, and most of that, I think, was your fault. Because of the personal fouls and all the things you did to kind of keep Colquitt County in it. Buford is what it was, and after that, you've kind of turned the corner, and you can see it each and every week. They got a whole lot better and I don't just mean, well, Cam Cody, and they weren't playing Buford, but you really started to see guys, Cam Cody and those guys made plays, but then you started to see those other guys really step up. Houston, who all of a sudden was getting a lot of playing time, has really come around at linebacker. And I think you're just seeing that offensive line wise. Conaway all of a sudden has become a weapon in the offense. So, I mean, you've really seen it 4, 5, 6 weeks into the season. It's kind of turned a corner and become this whole other thing here.
And I don't know why we ever expect anything different. That's just high school football. When you get out and play more, you're going to become better. But B, it's the coaching staff that you have at Benedictine, and those guys know how to coach these guys up throughout the season. So taking that experience and tailoring it in with the lessons, every year it just looks almost completely different at the end of the season. But the question is, last year, I think you put so much effort into recovering after your quarterback goes down and making the playoffs and fighting and getting there as a 3 seed. You fought and clawed so hard. I don't know that there's anything left in the gas tank when you made that 3rd trip up to Atlanta and took on Blessed Trinity. And still fought hard in that game, and I didn't get blown out, but still you could just see, just didn't seem like there was a whole lot left. So this year we were talking about the importance of A, being at home in the playoffs, but B, getting healthy and just having momentum. You lose to Buford, I think turning around and beating Burke the way you did kind of set the tone for the rest of the season, where you're like, there's light at the end of this tunnel. It's not going to be juggernaut after juggernaut the entire way through. You're going to get to play some guys that are in your region and at your level. And when you do, see how things shake out. So I think BC has really stepped up since that game. A lot of teams could have let that Buford game kind of say, why are we even playing this sport and get crushed? But I think BC came out, fought, and now you get to see these guys to their full potential.
Captains are out on the field. They make their way out for the coin toss. We'll step aside one more time, Christian, and get you ready for the kickoff of this one tonight here from Pooler Stadium. This is the Barnes Restaurant pregame show. Don't forget, celebrating 50 years of service in Savannah all season long with those great 50-year specials. Check them out for your next tailgate, your next get-together, your next party. Barnes Restaurant. We're coming right back for the opening kick here on Watch BC Sports.
Criminal defense, family law, child custody, DUI, and divorce. When so much is on the line, you need expert legal representation. The one to call is Savannah's own Jonathan V. Dunn, PC, attorney at law. Voted the Thomson Reuters super lawyer consecutively since 2023 and an Avo top attorney rating of 9.7. You can count on Jonathan V. Dunn to leave no stone unturned to deliver the justice you seek. Contact 912-200-9352 or online at jvdattorney.com.
Cash and Carry wants to buy your car. New, used, running or not. Miles don't matter. We pay cash on the spot. Fast, easy, and hassle-free. Call today. Cash and Carry, where your car turns into cash.
Welcome back here to Pooler Stadium as we get you ready for the opening kickoff. We've got a special coin toss happening there at midfield. As you see, both teams with the maroon helmets tonight. That ought to be fun for Stephen Cannon and company trying to throw the football. I was like, you better find the right jersey. But BC in white and the gray pants, and New Hampstead in a little different shade of maroon with those gold letters as you see, and the white pants as well. And let's see who is one. He's talking to New Hampstead, so I believe the Phoenix have won the toss. And now talking to Stephen Cannon, probably about which way they want to play defense. So I believe BC will be at the mercy of whatever New Hampstead decides to do. Yeah, the Phoenix have won the toss, and they will take the football here on senior night. So they're going to put the BC defense on the field first there, Christian Gokel. And again, we'll have to wait to see this offense. But, man, what a decision by Kyle Hockman going with his strengths. So, hey, I know I can call plays and I can coach offense. We want to put them out there first. And, it's a tall task against that BC defense, but I think he knows his defense against the BC offense, probably not the strength given how New Hampstead's played. They scored points. They've had trouble getting off the field defensively.
100%. And, again, I think Kyle probably wants to put his best foot forward, and Danny probably not too upset about that because he gets to put his best foot forward, too, with that defense. So strength versus strength to get things going.
And we're coming to you here from Pooler Stadium. This has been the Barnes Restaurant pregame show. Again, thanks to Hugh Barnes and company who have been with us all season long here as part of the pregame festivities. You see the Phoenix will be coming into your screen momentarily, coming on the field, and then we'll wait the cadets. And obviously, as you now see, we will have video of tonight's ball game for you here from Pooler Stadium. So one more time here in the regular season, everybody gets a week off. And then it's playoff time over at Memorial Stadium for the cadets, and they'll wait to see who they play as, again, everybody else, by and large, playing tomorrow night for the final Friday night of Georgia high school football regular season action. So, Christian, as I heard Danny tell you earlier today, starts getting special this time of year. You only get so many of them. For New Hampstead, they're seniors. This is it. Win, lose, draw, however it goes. This is it for them, and a lot of these guys – their final football game.
A lot of weird things have to happen, and I'm not going to get into all of them because brother would take a miracle. But New Hampstead not technically out, but let's just say they would need Perry and Ware to lose. So still a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance. I think Ware's got what, Wayne? Tomorrow.
Robbins.
Yeah. So a rivalry game for Perry. So that could happen for Ware.
Yeah.
If they play the same Wayne team we saw a couple weeks ago, that probably not going to go well. And you're getting the Gators off a stunning defeat.
Correct.
I would imagine, to quote Walter Mallow, what does that spell? Bad news for the Yellow Jackets tomorrow night. So here we go. BC going to kick it off here. And it looks like John Brenton back out there. That's good to see John getting over that back injury from a week ago. And it will be, looks like Raymond Lewis. Nope, excuse me. That will be Kamari Smart back deep, one of those seniors honored before the game for New Hampstead. Let's see if they directional kick here. Wind is blowing up here, but you look at the field level, not much moving down there. So not much to speak of here as we get final regular season game underway. Brenton will go left to right. Oh, he'll hang it up. It's going to come down short, though, at about the 3. And not covered well by BC up the left side, out across the 30. That's Houston with the tackle. And Christian, just like that, we talked about kick coverage. They kick it deep, and you're starting plus 30 for New Hampstead, outside the 30, I should say.
Yeah, you wonder, again, if that was the test. And, okay, now we're going back to that hang it high and go down and make a tackle.
So here come the Phoenix, head coach by Kyle Hockman, his nephew, Eric Hockman, the quarterback.
Kevin does listen to the shows.
Some of the, hey, sometimes you're just born to play quarterback, and the Hockmans play quarterback. Trips here, as you see, to the near side. Little inside give, and stringing it out are the Cadets, going to be about a 2-yard gain. And again, just trying to test the edge there of BC.
Yeah, I think just setting it up because, I mean, it's about 70-30 pass to run for New Hampstead, but just making sure BC knows that there's still that 30% there where they're going to try to run the football. And a lot of their passing game, I know we say it a lot, but just an extension of the run game, a lot of quick stuff in the flats.
And again, Kyle Hockman kind of known for wanting to spread you out, try to find your mismatch. Here's Hockman. No, there's what Christian was talking about. Was that a 40? Yes, it was. It wasn't by much, but incomplete. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 8.
What do you think Thanksgiving turkey bowl is like at the Hockman household? Because there's a lot of dudes who have played a lot of football.
Instead of dessert, they break down tape.
No, I was gonna say, no, I think they're out in the yard tearing it up.
Running around.
Who's quarterback?
I don't know.
I mean, Bailey Stockton or Hockman, excuse me, the quarterback at NC State for a long time.
So here's 3rd and 8. I'll check back here near side. I mean, BC showing blitz here.
This guy can coach quarterbacks, and he can get his teams into the right position.
Hockman on a drop. BC trying to get there. Smith giving him a run. Ball's going to be caught. Boy, I thought Wyatt Estabrook thought he had a good play on the ball, and then Ben Hockman cut underneath the route and then came up with the catch.
We talked about backyard football. That's brother to brother right there, and those guys have probably done that about 1 billion times in their childhood and love the play call, get them outside the pocket on a little rear-naked boot there, and a huge play.
I kind of looking at the way Estabrook kind of ran it. You thought he was like, oh, that's thrown too far inside. He thought he had a pick chance, and then Hockman undercut the route.
And listen, you're 2-7 on the football season. Why hold anything back? Just throw up those 50-50 balls and see what happens.
They got everybody spread out here. Nobody in the backfield. They'll give it on the jet sweep, and BC there. That is going to be tackled and dropped. I believe that's Isaac Scott. And he brought down Jamari Williams, the senior. It'll be 2nd down and about 7.5. And nothing, and again, if I wouldn't do it either, nothing straight up the gut here at BC.
It's like you said, why would you?
So here's 2nd down. Hockman on a straight drop, looking over the middle, has a man tipped in the air and picked off Wyatt Estabrook. He'll come back the other way. Wyatt's got a wall of blockers to the left. He circles back, and the ref tripped him up. He was trying to get out of the way, and it was tackled, made by the back judge at the 33-yard line. So does he go in the stat book?
I think he does, but, I mean, great job getting the hands up. 2nd time in 2 weeks we've seen a pick off of a tip there. One of the inside linebackers, again, coming over the middle. Great job in coverage there, popping that ball up, and that's usually a recipe for disaster. And that was a good opening series there for New Hampstead, but turnover is just a killer.
So now Stephen Cannon in the offense. Their first possession. They'll start on their own 33.
Bubba Frazier split out wide here.
They'll put a man in motion, run the toss sweep, but it was blown dead. They were coming near side with Stanley Smart.
And, yeah, you can see kind of why they had Bubba so far out. I wonder if they're saying Bubba never got set. Could you see Bubba kind of reacting there? Because he had to run out all the way to the numbers, and I don't know that he was ever set before Steven snapped it. But you see why they do that. You just kind of open up the field and give Stanley a really big lane to run through and try to make a guy miss. But, again, talk about just adjustments.
Well, they're giving Bubba man-on-man with no help here.
And we've seen BC take shots in this scenario.
They'll give it into round. This is Mallard, who tries to cut back inside, gets just shy of the original line of scrimmage at the 32. They'll bring up 2nd down and 11.
And we know A.J. DePhillips and that staff is sitting there looking at that. You put Bub out here, that they're going to run with him on an island. That shot's coming sooner rather than later.
And now they'll stack everybody over here alongside Bubba. One receiver up top. Cannon will move to the shotgun. He'll roll it here near side. Steven's got some room to run if he wants it. He's going to tuck it, try to cut back and stick the ball out across the 40. And they'll give him the 40-yard line. That'll bring up third down at about 3.
Yeah, I like that from Steven there. More decisive with his decision to go ahead and run the football there. Didn't wait, stayed on that full sprint action there, and ended up picking up about 9 yards. And third and manageable, staying in front of the sticks here. Full playbook open for the Cadets.
So here's Cannon out of a shotgun. He'll take the snap, looking, got all kinds of time, rolling near side, a nice little underneath dump to Stanley Smart into New Hampstead territory, stole his feet. Ooh, what a cut back at the 40, 35, makes another man miss, 20, and not going to catch him. It's a race to the far pylon, cuts back inside. What a run after the catch by Stanley Smart. That, Christian, was impressive.
Yeah, I mean, rack, run after the catch, and he was able to pick it up in swaths there, and that just shows you a guy in Stanley Smart who's become a full just do-it-all running back, not just a guy who runs up the middle, not just a guy who can burn you on the outside, not just a pass catcher. He's the full trifecta, and that was all number 5.
And Christian, he made not 1, not 2, but 3 pretty big-time cuts and made guys miss.
I think the entire defense missed on that one.
So BC up early, 6-0. Here is, looks like Parker Lewis. Danny Britt's out on the field. I don't think they have the right personnel. They only got 15 on the play clock. Somebody's going to have to come running.
That's okay. They already gave us the extra point.
So somebody is sprinting out there. They're going to have to kick this quick. 4 seconds on the play clock. Here's the snap, the hold. The kick is up, and it is through there. So not what Danny Britt wants to see 9 games into the season is someone not knowing they're on kick team. But the Cadets go right down the field. They lead it 7-0. This is Cadet football presented by Cash and Carry on Watch BC Sports.
Bowtie Barbecue Company at 6724 Waters Avenue in Savannah serves up barbecue both familiar and new. Made by hand and made with love. Family friendly and relaxed, Bowtie takes great pride in the by hand preparation of high quality beef ribs, smoked chicken, pork spare ribs, and more. Come join the Bowtie family. Ask about our food truck and catering too. Bowtie Barbecue Company. Southern charm naturally. Look for them online at bowtiebbq.com. We're
back here at Pooler Stadium. And again, that offense doing what that offense does. A couple of runs. And then, Christian, how do you like that play call from A.J. DePhillips? Kind of a rollout. And Stanley Smart just kind of got lost in the wash, if you will. And dumped it to him and then made a couple of great cuts. He did the rest and took it, 60 yards for a touchdown.
Always a big fan of moving the pocket. Just gives your quarterback a little extra time and kind of narrows what they have to look at. And that time, just a good job of Stanley making himself big. Great throw from Steven. And, Mr. Smart did the rest. He saw Aaron and Bubba having all that fun last week. He said, I'm going to get in on the action.
Let me get started on it early. Let's see what the strategy here is on the kick. They're going to drive it up the left hash again, and it's going to come down a little shorter at the 6. Coming back towards the 15 across the 20, and he's wrapped up at the 24. So a little better that time with the kick coverage, and that is where New Hampstead will start, 1st and 10.
Yeah, better job that time staying in their alleys. And, again, we said it, you got a couple of guys out tonight. Tight end is down, and then Stokes, who plays special teams. I'm curious if that was one of those were the guys who were supposed to be out there on special teams for that extra point.
So here comes Hockman. This will be Eric Hockman, his brother Ben at wide receiver. And they'll start out of a pistol now. They'll check back with Kyle Hockman. And again, calls the plays as well. And he'll play action off of that. They'll fling it out in the flat. Nicely read by the Cadets. Oh, Jonathan Black not going to let him go anywhere. Oh, and somebody, are they going to call that on Larson Little coming in late?
No,
it wasn't late.
I was going to say, if anything, it's a face mask. or a horse collar. Just there was literally no other New Hampstead player there.
They threw it right as Larson got to the kind of stack up there on Jonathan Black, and that was the wide receiver Raymond Lewis.
Yeah, face mask.
So they'll go against the Cadets.
Which you mentioned it, BC had that covered up perfectly. Just I think a little cover 2 zone there, and Jonathan Black did a great job staying in that zone and made a good tackle, but don't know if it was him or somebody who came in late to finish it up. Ends up grabbing the face mask, and that's what you can't do. But fortunately, Kevin, that play went so far backwards that it's only a 1st and 5.
So 1st down and 5. Here's Hockman. They're going to do the quarterback delayed draw, and he's going to slip ahead. And they were trying to get a horse collar, but I don't think he ever got a hold of him. He was brought down by LaDamian Guyton, and he was kind of slapping around up there at the helmet area, but I don't think he ever really grabbed hold of anything.
Yeah, I don't think he grabbed it. If anything, kind of grabbed under his arm and pulled him up. But, yeah, I mean, that's a big, tall dude tackling a guy who's not quite as tall.
2nd down and 1. They need the 35.
And this is a shot play territory.
They got trips up there. Hockman all by himself, looking. Trying to step up in the pocket, throws over the middle. It's caught, and right underneath, and then cleaned up by Mackay right there at midfield as the pass was made to Terrio, and that'll move the chains for New Hampstead.
Yeah, this is probably the most complex passing game you've seen up until this point in the season, and it's a guy in Kyle Hockman that there's no defense he hasn't seen before as a play caller. We talked about it. He does a great job of getting his offense into the correct play. That time just coming back across cover 2 with the drag, and that's a great throw by the quarterback, really fit it into a tight window, and a great job by the receiver.
So 1st and 10 right at the midfield stripe here for New Hampstead. They'll stay trips up top. Hockman takes the snap, and he'll give it inside, and you're not getting away from Cam Cody. Cam Cody just grabbed him with one hand and said, hold on there, young fella.
And it's interesting because it looks like the guy's picking up 2 or 3 yards, but the reality is the defensive front has reset that line of scrimmage 2 yards into the backfield. So that was actually a negative 1 yard play.
Yes, I mean, 2nd and 11. And you're right, 55, 51, 58, they're moving the line of scrimmage the other direction. So they get pushed back into New Hampstead territory here. Working towards 6.5 to go here in the 1st quarter. Cadets lead it on a 60-yard pass hookup from Cannon to Stanley Smart. A little flare out, nicely read. That's Jonathan Black making a play, shoving him out of bounds at about the 48 of BC to bring up 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, we talked about him doing a good job before of sitting there and setting that edge, and he did a really good job that time beating his blocker and getting back out to make the tackle. Held that to only a 3-yard gain.
So a big money down here for New Hampstead.
Yeah, and 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8, not where New Hampstead wants to be with this pass rush for BC. We saw what happened last week to Perry when they got into obvious passing situations. It's tough to contain this front.
We got the 7-15 to Knoxville, Tennessee going over us here. Pooler throw over the middle, up and almost intercepted. He tried to fit it in between Houston and who was that number 28 had come in to spell Mackay. That's Landon Harris. And he tried to fit it in between those two young men and couldn't do it. It'll be 4th down.
Yeah, it looked like a seams route. Wonder if they're kind of guessing that BC would go into a cover 3 look there, but good job of those guys sitting in their zone, watching the quarterback's eyes and just kind of flow. And didn't really, I think maybe a 2, maybe 3 guy route right there. Just a good job by BC secondary staying at home.
So this will be Bastion Kramer to do the punting here for New Hampstead.
Yeah, with Mackay out. Just
Cadets
Bubba
are running
there.
guys on late. They were not ready for that punt at all. And a little wobbler back the other way will roll out of bounds at about the 21-yard line. And they kind of faked the rugby punt. And I don't know if he meant to kick it back the other way, but that's where it went.
If he did, that was very effective because you keep it out of Forrest's hand and you pin BC inside the 20.
So they're going to say up at the 22. It'll be 1st and 10 here for the Cadets. And again, started off negative, got back to that original line of scrimmage, and then Stephen Cannon and Stanley Smart did the rest. And again, you mentioned Conaway being out. They got Turner Walker Jr. in there at tight end. You'll see him lined up here on the near side. Now they'll motion some guys around. Here's the snap. They'll give Taylor that straight ahead. It's Bubba Frazier with the carry out towards the 30. So give Bubba a gain of about 8 on first down. And that's just straight ahead BC football there.
Yeah, just a really good job. Couple of double teams there on the front. And Bubba hitting the hole hard. 2nd and plus here for BC.
2nd down.
I'll put trips here to the near side. You see Bubba at the bottom of your screen in that diamond. Steven, a little quick screen out to Frazier. Bubba across the 30, wiggling, and he'll get the first down out near the 35. So just a little simple screen concept, Christian, and moves the chains. The BC brothers moving the chains, first down.
Yeah, and a great job. Good play call there. Just keep the drive rolling. Your number one goal is to always just go ahead and pick up a first down, let the defense get off the field and catch their breath a little bit. You've accomplished that now. Now you get into your groove. And again, Kevin. Oh, official timeout.
Yeah,
I wonder if they're saying they got it. Or do we have a chain issue?
The chains are messed up. I say you don't hear about that. When's the last time, Christian, you have even seen them trying to bring the chains across for a measurement anymore?
I think they're just kind of like, yeah, it's good. We got stuff to do.
I think I need to bring on some backup chains.
We need the backup chains.
Keep them pulled tight. This doesn't happen. They don't get bunched up.
No, we got tools getting thrown in there. What's happening?
So now we've this portion of the ball game brought to you by Bob Vila. A little home improvement. Get the chain untangled. So we are.
Only thing that can slow BC's offense down?
The chain gang.
That's it. Kevin, great crowd from BC on hand tonight. Almost have filled up the away stands.
Yeah, that temperature has dropped too once the sun went down. We talked about it.
I will say this
air.
for my current cadets. I saw on one of those Instagram pages that you guys all follow that this was mandatory attendance. I don't know that I count 400 over there.
Late arriving crowd here at Pooler.
Very late, and I don't know cadets.
6
to be
o'clock
late.
traffic. Come on. So here's the cadets. They'll go wing T here, flex bone. And they'll give it straight ahead. This is Stanley coming near side and runs a man over at the 46, out to the 47. And that's a big gain on first down at 12, and that's another BC brothers moving the chains, first down.
Yeah, it's a little dive play right there. Stanley Smart again, hitting the hole hard and then making a move, and BC picking yards up on the ground in chunks right now.
They'll put Smart out in the slot. This is going to be Mallard standing next to Stephen Cannon. Now they'll motion him out. Stephen going to flare it out to Aaron. Aaron trying to get a block. He gets one up the left side. Still on his feet, 40. He got one man to beat. Cuts back 30. Look at him go. 20, 15. Goodness gracious. Aaron Mallard does it again. A 53-yard touchdown reception. And on the last couple of receptions he's had, Christian, he's broken about 78 tackles. That was an unbelievable run.
Yeah, and you look at him, he's so slight, but, man, it's all muscle. And that's a guy who we've talked about becoming just that third weapon. You got Bubba Frazier, you got Josh Washington, and then you also have Aaron Mallard as a receiver. Throw Stanley Smart in there as well. You got a heck of a offensive arsenal.
Can't shoulder tackle.
And when Mr. Conaway gets healthy, I'd say that early. New Hampstead's come out, I think, played very well, but you got to tackle, get them on the ground when you can. Easier said than done, though.
And again, give Aaron credit. He broke 2 or 3 on the way to the end zone there.
Again, if anything's going to drive Danny crazy.
They've had more problems on the extra point tonight than I think he would care to write home about.
Ball start. BC.
And again, this is the kind of stuff you're talking about, Christian, when he's like, hey, we want to go out and be solid. Like, let's not go out and not execute on the extra point.
Right. This should just be automatic. We shouldn't have to be thinking about this.
So here's Parker Lewis, point after, a little farther back, but right up and through there. It's good. 14-0. BC out in front. We're coming right back here on Watch BC Sports.
Dead or alive, we want your car. No matter the condition, running smooth or barely rolling, Cash In Carry in Savannah will buy it right off the road. Visit us now, get your instant offer, and turn that ride into cash today. We buy cars, any condition.
Welcome back into Pooler Stadium as Kevin Thomas with a wardrobe change.
Yeah, I had to go hoodie there. A little frosty up here atop the press box. You're out in the elements, so. But what has not been frosty has been the offense tonight.
No,
How you like that segue? Nobody loves a good Kevin segue better than Christian Gokel. He's like, oh, my God.
No one likes a Kevin segue better than Kevin.
Well, that's true.
But I think the fact that you're getting these long touchdowns on short passes is just such a huge thing to see from this offense.
So here's Brenton up the near side. They'll let it hit and check up. Oh, my goodness, it went into the end zone. That was within a whisker of just dying on the half-yard line.
We'll take that.
Yeah.
In the cold, in the wind.
So that'll put it 1st and 10 out at the 20 here for the Phoenix.
That's dangerous for New Hampstead because, like you said, that was very close to just dying in bounds. And if that's the case, BC hops on it. We saw them still 2 possessions like that last week against Perry. So fortunate it rolls into the end zone for New Hampstead. And if I'm New Hampstead on offense, I'm sticking to the game plan that's been working. You've had a couple of unfortunate bounces, but they've been able to challenge BC through the air.
Yeah, Hockman's had to try to fit it in some tight windows, but as you said, they've been able to work against that BC secondary a little bit. See them play in zone. They've got some deep crosses that have been open. Got one up the sideline. So here's Hockman looking, going to double clutch, has a man, and it was caught, or was it? They're going to say incomplete. He was looking for receiver kind of running. That's other Hockman. That was Ben Hockman he was looking for, just kind of running a deep in.
Yeah, a little skinny post there, and he rifled it in there, but just a good job. BC secondary there. I think that was JoJo and Mackay just hitting him right as the ball got there and dislodging him from it.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10.
I mean, he's got an arm.
Yeah. So here's the snap. Hockman going to throw it out there again to Ben Hockman. That time he's 8 up. Out there on the left side, I want to say that was Cole Schumann in coverage out there, and Cole hit him immediately and brought him down to be 3rd and 7.
Yeah, Cole kind of playing that Will linebacker spot, and Will, nickel, whichever you want to call it, did a great job that time, sitting in zone coverage, wrapping up, and now he throws a 3rd and long.
You have Jameer Lee in there. Amari Burst coming in. They're going to run Schumann off, bringing an extra DB here on 3rd and 6. Here's Hockman on a straight drop, looking, going to throw it out and underneath. I think a little mix-up. He was looking out here in the right to Mason Scott. He ran it in. I think Hockman thought he was going to run kind of a corner out and threw it kind of to nobody in particular, and it'll be 4th down.
Yeah, it looked like a miscommunication somewhere because you had 2 receivers kind of running to the same area. Your slot guy was kind of running a deep fade coming this way, and then your guy on the outside, your X receiver, was just running a go down the sideline, and they kind of ended up in the same place, and the quarterback just kind of threw it between them. So, yeah, somebody got some mixed signals there. And now a chance for BC to break this one wide open.
So another punt here for New Hampstead. This will be Kramer from his own 9. Ooh, a bad snap. Can he get it off? Oh, BC was all over it, and he falls on it at the 13. Sorry, I'm not laughing at New Hampstead. I'm laughing at the PA announcer who just let out a, oh. And that was a good punt off the sideline, whoever just booted that one back over here. So BC in plus territory here from the New Hampstead 13.
Yeah, this situation, you can't let it happen there. I mean, not a bad snap, a little bit low, but still got to come up with that one. And BC had a rush on. So, again, we talked about chance to blow it wide open. I don't think you probably would have been in a much different field position here because you had Mackay and Bubba back there to fill that punt, but still huge special team play from the Cadets.
So Cannon out of a shotgun. Everybody is bunched up tight. Here's the snap. They'll give it inside. This is Josh Washington trying to turn the corner. Josh does at the 10, at the 5, and knocked out of bounds there at the 4. And they've really, last couple of weeks, kind of made a concerted effort to try to get Josh going running the football.
Yeah, I think he kind of realized, man, he's so good when you just get the ball in his hands. Let's go out of our way to just go ahead and force feed him a little bit. Doesn't even necessarily have to be a pass. Let's start handing him the football. Had a rushing touchdown last week, so just a guy they feel very comfortable handing the football to.
So flex bone here from the 4-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 1. They can get a first down, and they'll give it again. This is Josh Washington, and that's a touchdown off the right side. So Bubba's got one. No, excuse me. Mallard's got one. Stanley Smart's got one, and Josh Washington got one. And the Cadets have put up a 20 spot here in the first quarter. They had a man down in the end zone, but it looks like he's up and moving around okay.
Yeah, it's just been ruthless efficiency on offense thus far for the Cadets and poor tackling, I'd say, thus far for New Hampstead.
The 720 to Houston, Texas is flying out of here. Should give you all the college game day spots. So here's the point after. Parker Lewis puts it up a good 21-0. Cadets rolling here in the first quarter. This is Cadets football presented by Cash and Carry on Watch BC Sports.
BC Brothers Moving is Savannah's most trusted moving service. From residential to commercial to packing supplies, BC Brothers does it all. Let BC Brothers' energetic, trustworthy team wrap it, pack it, and move it for you. Check out BC Brothers online at bcbrothersmoving.com or give them a like on Facebook.
Welcome back here to Pooler Stadium, 21-0. Still just inside 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Christian Gokel, and it has been, go ahead and put the beanie on.
No, I'm good. I'm waiting.
Trying to layer up himself here at Pooler Stadium, but offense has really only had one setback, and that was on the very first play when apparently Bubba Frazier didn't get set on the outside. And outside of that, it's been huge gain after huge gain and 21 points.
Yeah, credit that offensive line, too. They've been dominant here through the first 9 minutes of this football game. I know after last week, it's a really good Perry front four. These guys were excited to get back out there and put their best foot forward, and they've done just that.
So here's John Brenton for the 4th time here in the first quarter. And he will put a drive into this one. It will come down at about the 4. Out across the 15, 20, he's got a seam across the 25, 30, made a man miss, and then finally brought down at the 35. So kind of broke that first level, Christian, and then New Hampstead going to get great field position here on this drive.
Yeah, it's so hard to defend when it's kind of that low line drive, not getting a ton of hang time on it, and you give that guy a full head of steam to find a seam. Really, really tough to defend. I'm just curious how many more times BC just beams it right down the middle. And if you ask Daniel, probably like, I didn't call that. I called it to one of the corners, and he hit it down the middle.
Here comes Hockman one more time. He'll put trips here to the left, one receiver to the right. Here on first down, Hockman looking. Pocket kind of collapsed. He steps up in there, has some room, and will slide down before Jaden Houston gets to him at the 39. So, again, Hockman has had a little bit of a pocket here a couple of times, and it has some escapability, but couldn't find anyone there. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, his offensive line's holding up here. BC's not collapsing it like they have against other teams, but good job by the secondary thus far for BC because that was a coverage sack. I mean, it was a sack, but still, coverage play forced him out of the pocket.
So here on 2nd and 6, they'll quarterback read, maybe a misread there, and brought down from behind. That was big Cam Cody, and that hurt. He just slung him to the ground, and it'll be 3rd down and 6.
I think it was the correct read because you had a couple of BC defenders coming down to clean the ball carrier's clock if he handed that one off. So I think quarterback sacrificed himself and
in a big way.
and ended up kind of a net even play right there where it didn't lose anything. So saved his receiver and didn't lose anything. Just had to get rolled up there by Cam Cody.
Wholesale changes here at the skill spots for New Hampstead. They've got Kamari Smart back in the backside of that pistol behind Hockman. Now they'll motion him out. Here's the snap. Hockman, a little quick out, is going to be caught underneath. That's going to be enough for a first down. Racing here to the near side. He is gone. That is Terrio all the way into the end zone for a touchdown. And that was just a little quick underneath slant, Christian, and he goes 63 yards for a touchdown.
Well, a tunnel screen, and I mean that's right out of Benedictine's playbook right there. Most teams have that one somewhere in the playbook, but executed to perfection right there. We talked about how well their offensive line has been playing, and you just hit that quick underneath tunnel screen and part of like the Red Seas.
And you saw they put the back in motion, pull the linebacker out of the middle of the field as well.
I said, you're playing against a guy who can design some football plays.
So here comes the point after for New Hampstead. So they put up a big play of their own. This will be Williams. Namir Williams, a junior place kicker for the Phoenix. And it's blocked.
And that's a dead ball.
Is that Jonathan Black? I think it was. Came in there with the block. And it'll be 21-6. We'll keep it right here, Christian, with a little less than a minute to go here in quarter number one. So New Hampstead with a little big playability of their own there. Kind of exposed the interior of that BC defense a little bit over the middle.
Yeah, I think they caught BC in man coverage too. And your guy who was covering the man who ends up catching the football gets kind of picked off by a receiver coming out. And then you have offensive linemen releasing downfield. But problem with being in man coverage right there is you have all of your defenders with the back to the play. So by the time they turn around, he's got an alley and he's running. I mean, man, I don't know if they saw him, if they were going to be able to catch him, because that guy had some burners.
So a 63-yard hookup from Hockman to Terrio.
And you talk about the wholesale changes, guarantee you those four guys were sitting on the sideline, and Kyle Hockman had his staff coaching them up and saying, hey, last time on third down we ran the wrong routes. We're going to sit here. You're going to stand next to me until it's time to go in, and we're going to make sure you know what to do, you know what to do, you know what to do, you know what to do. And they executed it to perfection.
So now BC, Bubba Frazier all the way up near the 20, as they don't expect a lot from Kramer on this kickoff, and it's kind of a low line driver. Bubba going to scoop it up off the turf across the 30. Oh, he's got a seam. Coming back here to the near side, and saving tackle made by number 41, Caleb Newton. I got him listed as a freshman, so a big open field tackle by that young man on Bubba Frazier to keep it from going to the end zone, but BC out near midfield.
And Kevin, I'm trying to think, outside of the Buford game, I don't know that I've seen a team bust one like that against the Cadets so far this year.
It's been few and far between, that's for sure.
I know Coach Howson's having some conversations, though, over on that under that tent. Got the big 55-inch flat screen.
We can all see it plain as day.
Coach, he held me. No, he didn't. It's here, right here.
So 1st and 10 for the Cadets here. Cannon will give it inside. This is going to be a give and wrestled out of bounds. That's going to be Cole Henderson with the carry, and he's going to have a gain of 11. And Cole, whenever he touches the ball here in 2025, Christian's always 15, 20 yards. It seems like that one a relatively short gain of 11 for him.
Yeah. I was going to say, great play by Cole. Just a really good job by the offensive line. Little pin and pull. Your inside guard comes around and leads the way.
So Cadets quickly up to the line with 4 wide. They got a tight end to the left. Here's the snap. They'll give it to Henderson. They wanted to run the reverse, and they're just going to have to eat it. And he was taken down way in the backfield. That is DeJory Myers. And you could tell they wanted to go reverse, and it was 8 up from the jump.
Yeah, just a really good job running the alley and setting their feet, not jumping inside, going after the ball carrier. Again, it's a well-coached football team for New Hampstead.
So that'll make it 2nd and 20.
And as we've seen, usually the play call here is Aaron Mallard in some form.
Here's the snap. They'll give it to Mallard coming here to the near side. Going to cut back inside, and he'll get back inside the 45 to the 44. It'll be 3rd down and about 13 when we come back for the second quarter. But the Cadets lead at 21-6. And this is Cadet football presented by Cash and Carry on WatchBC Sports.
Bowtie Barbecue Company at 6724 Waters Avenue in Savannah serves up barbecue both familiar and new, made by hand and made with love. Family friendly and relaxed, Bowtie takes great pride in the by hand preparation of high quality beef ribs, smoked chicken, pork spare ribs, and more. Come join the Bowtie family. Ask about our food truck and catering too. Bowtie Barbecue Company, Southern charm naturally. Look for them online at bowtiebbq.com.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium as we start the second. It will be third down. They're going to call it 12 here for the Cadets. So kind of their first bit of trouble offensively. And New Hampstead found a little life after that big play, and they've got a big stop on second down, or the first down, trying to run a reverse, Christian, and put BC behind the chains.
And usually what you see BC in a situation like this, 2-down territory, I think you see him probably run the football, try to pick up about half of it, and know you have it on fourth down. But what we've seen from AJ Phillips this year, just trusting this wide receiving core, is he's going to scheme something up, get somebody one-on-one, and have them try to route somebody up.
So 3rd and 12. They'll go 4 wides here for Stephen Cannon. He'll take his drop, looking, got all kinds of time. A nice little comeback, Bubba Frazier, and out of bounds. They needed 12. They got 14 to number 4.
Yeah.
And that's the BC brothers moving the chains, first down.
And it's so awesome to watch just because you have all of these weapons and they're all so just well, I guess, tuned at this point of the season now. And you have a play in the playbook for, hey, we got 3rd and 12. Cool. We got a 14-yard play.
That was just a stop route. Just go and throw it to him.
And how about the arm strength from your quarterback on that one?
Here's the snap on first down. They looked, a little underneath screen to Mallard, cuts back inside, and Aaron will get down to the 22-yard line. A gain of 8 on first down. Everybody kind of looked out here to Josh Washington. They were going to run a little flare route, Christian, and went with the underneath screen.
Yeah, a little taste of their own medicine there for New Hampstead, a little underneath tunnel screen. And I think New Hampstead fortunate because they were in a zone call, so they had a bunch of guys sitting in the middle of the field, and still 8-9 yards on first down.
Empty set here for Cannon on second down. They'll fake it to Henderson. That's going to be Steven trying to scramble, and they're going to blow it dead after a gain of about 2. It'll be 3rd and very short.
I know you got a tough quarterback. If I'm Danny, I'm yelling at the officials. Blew the whistle about 4 times, and they still took my quarterback to the ground. But nice defense from New Hampstead on the series.
Yeah, they need to get to the 20-yard line for a first down. They'll go flex bone with Cannon under center. Here's the snap. Now they're going to check back. Make a little adjustment. So under center. And now what happened? False start on somebody there on BC, so they'll move it back. It'll be 3rd down and about 6.
And you're in Parker Lewis territory right here, but I still think full playbook open right here. And if you get up enough, probably going for it on 4th.
Now let's see what the Cadets elect to do. They're going to stay in that flex mode look here. You got Bubba up top. You might have some over the up. They're going to shade a safety over there. And they'll give it inside. This is Stanley Smart straight ahead. He got inside the 20. That should be enough for a first down.
Yeah, so just enough.
That was just straight ahead dive play, Christian, and move the chains. BC brothers moving. First down.
Yeah, I don't know if Stanley had his eyes open on that play. I think he just closed his eyes, ran as hard as he could into the hole, and fell forward for a first down. That was awesome.
So Cadets moving a little more methodical.
And kind of sucking the energy out of the stadium.
You got Griffin Ward in there, one of the A-backs here on this series. Here's the snap. Inside give. This is Bubba this time. Out to the right. Cuts back inside. Oh, my goodness. That's a 5-star run by Bubba Frazier. He was well within the end zone. That should be a touchdown. He was 3 steps into the end zone before that came out.
Yeah, they signaled touchdown.
And that was a
slippery
right juke, left juke touchdown. Unbelievable run for Bubba Frazier right there. And we've seen, again, him, Mallard, slipperiness here. from some of these guys here in the first half.
Yeah, you think you've got him squared up, and then all of a sudden he's by you and you're tackling air. And I like seeing Josh and Bubba, these guys getting carries. Just take any thought out of it.
Here's Parker Lewis. Point after is good. It's 28-6. This is Cadet football presented by Cash and Carry here on Watch BC Sports.
Welcome to Sandnat Golf Carts, where luxury meets quality. We offer a wide selection of top-notch custom golf carts to suit your every need. With our extensive inventory, you're sure to find the ride of your dreams. Plus, our flexible financing options make it easier than ever to drive one off the lot today. Whether you're cruising the neighborhood or joyriding with the family, Sandnat Golf Carts is here to provide exceptional service every step of the way. Visit us today to elevate your ride.
Welcome back here to Pooler. As it's 28-6, they say things are cooler and pooler. Well, it's certainly the case up here atop the press box, but on the field, it's been all BC, save for one play from New Hampstead, where they kind of caught BC in the zone and busted it for a big touchdown. But so far, offensively, New Hampstead's had no answer for the Cadets.
No, and again, it's just been execution. BC, number one, blocking well at the line of scrimmage, but Stephen Cannon's been ruthless, really hasn't made a mistake thus far tonight, and the receivers, when they've gotten their hands on the football, have made plays, and I'm throwing Stanley Smart in there as well because that was a receiving touchdown.
So Parker Lewis, he's on to kick it off here.
And sky kick might be inbound.
Oh, they're going to line drive it. About the same, down to about the 4 or the 5, coming back up the middle of the field, gets a block here. And JoJo Sutton going to wrap him up about the 26-yard line on the return by Caldwell. Or excuse me, that was not 1. That was 10 or 11. That is Blanton. And that's where New Hampstead will take over.
Yeah, Parker Lewis having a conversation with the coaching staff right now. I don't think they wanted him banging that one right down the middle.
Coach, I can do it.
I'll prove it.
Yeah.
And again, good leg. And he put it down there, but just can't be right down the pipe.
So now here's Hockman. Empty backfield, a couple of tight ends. Looking over the middle, has it and caught. Found a man out on the slant route. That's Lynn, Makai Lynn, and he'll get about 6 on first down. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Yeah, and you talk about how well New Hampstead offensive line has played. I think a lot of it, too, is they're just getting the ball out quickly. It feels almost West Coast offense style where it's 1, 2, 3, ball is out, not really having time to get home. And on the top of that, not having to go through too many progressions. Just first reads there. Listen, I'm Kyle Hockman. I know what defenses look like. It's going to be there. Just put it on time.
So 2nd down here for the Phoenix. And they'll check back. Hockman will make those corrections. Now the snap. He's looking near side, throws it into slant. That's going to be caught. Still on his feet out towards the 45 before Wyatt Estabrook is able to bring him down. That was Lynn once again. And that's another catch. And again, just simple concepts here.
Great throw and on time. I think the adjustment from BC is going to have to be, hey, show one thing and then adjust to another, because right now, very Lane Kiffin-esque, where you come out with your defense. Lane Kiffin diagnoses it, gets his team in the right play, and calls it in. That's exactly what Kyle Hockman's doing right now. You got your nephew out there, man. You want to talk about communication ability. Just, hey, here's what we're going to. Let them show us their defense, check with me, and then we'll get into the right play. And 2 plays in a row, they're right on time.
Cadets seem to be content just bringing 4. They'll put a man in motion now. Hockman looking, and he'll try to flow back to the near side and just throw it away. He saw LaDamian Guyton and Jameer Lee running his way and said, nope.
No, thank you.
Made that business decision and just threw it into the bench. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
And I love that decision. Live to fight another day, and you don't put your team into a bad situation. 2nd and 10, playbook still open right here, and again, better job by BC that time covering downfield. Kevin, I'm digging this uniform combination.
The maroon, white, gray.
I was talking to the Elder Fogarty earlier at the Danny Britt show, and I think if he had it his way, it would be maroon, white, white, and then maroon, red, white, or maroon, white at home. Maybe throw in a maroon pant every now and then. But I'm digging the maroon, white, and gray.
So second down, here's the snap to Hockman. They're going to run a little underneath screen and nobody there for BC, and that's going to be a first down. Tackle made by Estabrook as they found Jamari Williams underneath. And again, there was only one guy in a sea of maroon jerseys down there, Christian.
Yeah, and a great execution. Again, quarterback patient, offensive line releasing downfield, and nice job by the receiver getting where he needs to be and staying on time and executing the offense right now. But where they've run into problems is tip balls and turnovers.
4 wide here on 1st and 10. Here's a snap. Hockman got pressure in his face and somehow gets out of there. Missed LaDamian Guyton whiffed, and then Jameer Lee gets him. And it's going to go for no gain. He gets right back to the line of scrimmage, but Hockman showing some elusiveness. He had LaDamian Guyton missed him.
Yeah.
Isaac Scott missed him. Jameer Lee missed him.
Yeah, whoever got there first, whether it was Guyton or Scott, came high, and he did what a quarterback's supposed to do, tucked the football and just kind of shrugged him off. And then a good job not panicking, stepping up in the pocket and staying on time here. But a better pass rush that time. BC won almost immediately. Just got to get there and make the tackle.
So second down and 10 here for New Hampstead. Hockman will give it straight ahead, and Cam Cody with the tackle, along with Jaden Houston, but a gain of 6 on 2nd and 10. I'll bring up 3rd down and 4, and Cam Cody a little slow getting up. They going to make him come out? They are.
And going back and watching that Perry game, Cam Cody's been getting chop blocked, and honestly, he's been getting clipped a ton these last few weeks, and he's played a lot of football. He's a guy who really doesn't come off the field for you. So I wonder in this game, you see him hit the ground. If you get a comfortable enough lead, how many more times do you see him out there?
Big 3rd down here for this BC defense. They'll go 5 wide for Hockman here on 3rd and about 3. Quarterback draw. LaDamian Guyton. He didn't miss that tackle. And BC read it well, and Guyton just blew past his man, and that's going to be a loss of about 4 on a play. It's going to be up 4th down.
Yeah, a little stunt call there, and that's just Coach Houston being situationally aware. You're in plus territory if you're New Hampstead. You have 3rd and medium, and those 2-down territory. Hey, let's try to pick it up. If not, we have 4th down. What do? You call a stunt play where you run at your best outside linebacker right up the middle on what you feel like has a good chance of being a quarterback draw. It's 2 really good play calling minds with Coach Hockman and Coach Houston out there going head to head right now. That's fun to watch.
Phoenix going to go for this here on 4th down. And here's the snap. Hockman going to bootleg out the backside. Look, has a man, throws it up high, a little too strong. Oh, my goodness, that was an uncatchable ball. They're going to get JoJo Sutton for pass interference on Ben Hockman, and Danny Britt saying he wouldn't have caught it even if we didn't hit him. And it was way out of bounds. But that's going to give New Hampstead a 1st down here, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's the same play call they picked up the big gain on early in the game, and just trying to go Hockman to Hockman right there. But as you said, think that ball was probably uncatchable, but still just don't give an official an excuse.
So that'll move the chains for New Hampstead. Had him stopped. And to give the Phoenix a lot of credit offensively, they've moved the football.
Yeah, now they can get creative here in the red zone. And Danny Britt is hot on the sideline right now.
I think he was really wanting an uncatchable. And at the same time would probably say, we got to know not to do that.
Yes.
At the sideline.
You just can't get lazy.
So here's, a rush comes right up the middle. They can't get to Hockman. Throws it over to the top, and Mackay in coverage. And he was running stride for stride with Ben Hockman over the middle, and that was within a whisker of being a disaster. Thought they had him sacked, Christian, and he got out of there again.
I'll tell you what, he's a baller, man, and he's playing about as well as he can tonight. I don't know how he got that football off, but he did. And as you said, ends up being a 50-50 ball in the end zone, but a great job by Mackay getting there right as the ball gets there and punching it out.
That time it was Gavin Smith making his way back there and just couldn't bring him down.
You haven't seen Cam Cody come back into the game as of yet.
So 2nd down and 10. Phoenix are just outside the red zone at the 22. And they seem pretty content to not run the football for the most part. They'll motion the back out. Little flare pass out in the flat, and Cadets there to snuff that out. Nicely done. Hit first by, that's that Cole Schumann.
Yeah, Houston comes in to help wrap it up, as do Wyatt, Estabrook, and Makai Williams.
So to bring up 3rd down and 10, they'll put Amari Burse in at one of the corner spots. And they're going to put JoJo
bring him into
the
slot.
Yeah.
Again, just a nickel formation here for BC.
So 3rd down and 10, just outside the 20-yard line. Here's the snap. Hockman dropped the football, going to pick it up and still couldn't get it. I think he finally got it that second time. Nobody coming up from BC saying they got to be 4th down and 12.
I don't know that a field goal does much of anything for you here if you're New Hampstead. And Hope Hockman's just adjusting his sleeve, yeah.
Yeah, if you're New Hampstead, last game of the year, statistically a chance you could make the playoffs, but
outside chance? I think it's a fair way of putting it.
Yeah, very outside.
Yeah. Again, we've seen this before, Kevin. You talk about the line change. They have the marker says 3rd down.
Yeah, this should be 4th down. And here's the snap. Hockman, a lot of pressure in his face. They run the screen again.
There's
Larson Little. Oh, man. He got away from Larson, and he's going to be tackled short. Makai Williams.
That should be Benedictine ball.
Very close. Yep. Cadets look like they're running the offense on the field.
But
yeah, there we go. The chain gang just flipped it.
They got to figure it out. I mean, that was close. Larson did a great job because he was getting blocked as he tried to make that tackle. And I think that ends up being the difference because you let the rest of the defense get there. But still, if you're on the sideline, I think you got to be addressing that.
Yeah, Larson trying to make a one-arm tackle. But, yeah, that delayed screen has been open all night.
And it's so hard to defend, especially in a long down situation like that. You got everybody playing the sticks, and all of a sudden they're dropping something underneath and releasing linemen downfield.
Yeah.
That's tough. You can't guard everything.
That's one of those as a defensive lineman. You're like, oh, nobody blocked me.
Yep.
Turn around.
Something wrong.
Here's Cannon from under center. They're going to go up the sideline here. They got Bubba in a one-on-one. Did he catch that?
Yes, he did.
Official wanted to throw a flag, but Bubba came back and caught the football. What a play, Bubba Frazier. BC Brothers moving the chains 1st down all the way out near midfield.
A little bit underthrown, but I think we're just kind of starting to see that a little bit in football now where it's, hey, I'm not going to overthrow you. Oh, and then they just kind of got overruled by a guy 40 yards down the field.
How are you going to let both teams walk all the way down there and they don't even know where the ball was.
The backside official who was
the chains moved.
Yeah, the official who was standing where Stephen Cana was when he threw that is the one who came running up the field and said it was actually incomplete. Don't love that. Oh.
As I say, they got the ball all the way out at the 22. It wasn't there. I mean, it's farther back.
Don't take me back to the Camden days.
Just put it down wherever you feel like it, and we'll go from there.
Who was it? Where was it?
I'm not. I don't know. I think it was closer to the 11.
I tell you what, he's doing the right thing. He's talking to Dennis Knight on the sideline, and he's saying, Dennis, where was that ball?
This is like, y'all need to tighten up.
Yeah, that's it. I got every single play charted. I'll tell you where it was. For a subscription to the Savannah Morning News.
That's right. And now what do we have? I don't think they have it in the right spot.
Yeah,
I want to say they got down to like the 11.
That was the first play of the drive, and we have it marked as 1st and 6. Right.
And again, why the guy running from way down the field, you let the chain gang and everybody come up there. I want to say the 4th down was down near the 11. And it should be 2nd down and 10. I still don't think they're in the right spot. I want to say it was back another yard back. Yes. So 2nd down and 10 here for BC. Here's the snap. Inside give to Stanley. He goes straight ahead. hops across the 20 to the 21.
I was going to say,
only third down.
The only thing that could have been funnier is if they just did it again. Just throw a ball over the top,
Yeah.
right back to the same spot.
So this will be third. This will be third down and about 4.
Listen, I respect the PA announcer because if you're going to go full home team,
Yeah.
go full home team.
Roll out here. It is caught. There's wide open. That is going to be Cole Henderson. And he'll get across the 35 to the 37. And that was just a turnaround at 8 yards. And Steven threw it right to him.
Yeah, Cole just earning more snaps because he's a guy where you put the ball in his hands, and we talked about it, it's 12, 14 yards at a time. And I don't think that did anything to hurt that average right there.
So here's Cannon on first down. Empty set. Out in the flat. This is going to be, I think that was Cole Henderson again. It was. And he'll get out near the 45.
Yeah, BC kind of in that 4-minute offense right now, but just taking what the defense is giving them. They're playing drop coverage. You're just going to hit that short stuff underneath, and that's a really dangerous slot receiver you have there in Mr. Henderson.
And again, this is a big drive for BC because you could score here before the half and get the ball right back and really have this thing blown wide open. Here's Cannon. They might want to cover Cole. That's another first down. BC Brothers moving the chains. First down. I think that's 3 catches in a row for Cole Henderson.
Again, if they're not going to change coverage, why change anything? But I do like the little motion, send the running back out of the backfield, get a look whether or not it's man or zone, but also pull attention away from him. And Steven's in full control of this offense right now.
So 1st and 10 here for the Cadets. Working out near midfield. All kind of time. Steven bouncing around, trying to buy some. Got a man here in the flat. It's Josh Washington. Caught inside New Hampstead territory and thrown ahead to the 45. And that'll be a gain of about 8. And I think Danny Britt wants a timeout. And not sure why. Still over 2 minutes to go.
Don't know what the rush is there.
Maybe just saw something. And
yeah, he was pretty emphatic, though, calling that timeout.
Maybe he saw something that they weren't doing and called a timeout. But 2:23 to go here before the half, Christian. And again, kind of one of those where you felt like offense was in rhythm here. That's why kind of an odd time for a timeout, and you're going to be second and very short here. And maybe just to reiterate, hey, if we're going to go down here and score, let's try to get it, 15 seconds left on the clock or something like that.
Well, yeah, and usually when you see a coach calling a timeout like that, it's either somebody from the booth screaming, hey, get a timeout, because somebody's doing something wrong, or you don't have the right guy in there. Something personnel-wise is not what they wanted it to be, because you're right. You didn't need to spend a timeout right there, but BC elects to, and if I had to guess, that's coming from the guys up in the box saying, hey, something's not right.
So it'll be second down and short. Call it 2 yards here. They need the 43.
Still plenty of football left to play in Hampstead. Let's get them fired up. Come on, y'all.
So trips up top for Cannon. They'll put Smart here to the near side. Steven looking all kinds of time in the slot, tipped. Ooh, and almost had a chance to intercept it. And it'll bring up third down and 2. But again, when you're second and short, you can try some things, and that time just got a hand up and got it tipped.
Yeah, and again, a little zone blitz right there from New Hampstead. Weren't going to get home. They did what you're supposed to, get the hand up in the air, and Steven trying to dump that one in. We had a guy wide open, but just a good job by that rusher keeping his hand up. But again, third and very manageable here for the Cadets.
And they'll give it straight ahead. That's Stanley. And he'll have the first down. BC Brothers moving the chains. First down. Somebody lost a lid in there.
Yeah, that's hard to tell because everybody's maroon.
Yep.
And what I love right there, Kevin, is that's just very simple play calling for AJ DePhillips. You have 5 offensive linemen. You look down and you go 1, 2, 3 defensive linemen. I need 2 yards. Cool. Hand off up the middle. Just why overthink it?
As a player for New Hampstead, you see him running off there. Lost the lid. So 1st and 10 after the first down. Steven on a straight drop underneath. Oh, just rushed it a little bit.
Yeah.
Didn't allow Bubba to kind of get full out of that circle. It did have a man in his face.
I was going to say, I think that was the defender kind of blocking his guy back into Bubba, forced Bubba to take more of a circumtutious route around there, and Steven trying to be on time, but that one just got dislodged. It was a good play by the corner, just pushing his guy back.
So 2nd down and 10. Just inside 2 minutes left here in the first half. Cadets up big, would like to make it a little bit more if they can score here.
Yeah, and like you said, trying to go 2 for 1 here.
Here's Steven looking. All kinds of time. He's just going to tuck it and row. 25-20. Look at the wheels there. 15. And kind of smartly falls ahead down towards the 10. That's another BC Brothers moving. First down. And again, just outside the 10, so they can get another first down here. But the offense rolling, and you really see Steven when you let it go. A lot of wheels there from the quarterback.
He said it. When he goes from, hey, I'm keeping my eyes downfield to turning into a runner, he's got dangerous speed.
They'll empty the backfield here on 1st and 10. Oh, Cannon just dropped the football. Still got time. And just take it. Steven going to run it. Try to cut back inside and reach the end zone. Touchdown. 11-yard scamper by Steven Cannon. And the Cadets extend their lead 34-6. What a run there by Steven. And he kind of made a man miss, cutting back at about the 3.
Yeah, and dropped the ball. I think kind of froze the defense a little bit. When he got his eyes up, his offensive line did a good job giving him a little bit of time, and we talked about it. He's got wheels, able to turn them on right there.
So this will be Parker Lewis for the point after. And now, Christian, with the ball coming out of the locker room, if you can play defense here for 95 seconds or 85 seconds and getting the ball, how much more some of these guys are you going to see tonight?
Yeah, I think with a bye week coming up, you'll probably see the starters for that first drive again. And then after that, if the score kind of remains like this and things keep going this way, you'll start seeing some guys get some playing time. And again, getting those young guys ready for the playoffs.
But it has been all BC here in the first half. Stanley Smart's got a touchdown. Josh Washington's got one. Aaron Mallard, Bubba Frazier, and Steven Cannon. All with touchdowns here in the first half.
Yeah, it's been yards after the catch and just a really strong run game on the outside.
Let's see if Parker Lewis tries to line drive another one here.
Okay, which one's that one?
Oh, that is the coming overhead. That is the 8 o'clock. It is headed to Tuscaloosa. Oh, probably Birmingham, but
Okay.
if you got to get the airport.
You got to get a connector?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got to rent a car in Tuscaloosa, in Birmingham to get to Tuscaloosa. That's going to come down about the 31.
Nice job there from New Hampstead. They watched the tape from Perry last week.
Just catch the football.
Hey, if you are any of the 11 out there on the kick return unit, there's a good chance the football is going to come to you. Be ready.
Yeah, catching the football better than letting it just wobble all over the turf. So a big, 85 seconds here for BC. Again, just to keep this lead, and you're going to get the ball first in the second half. And I don't think they're quite, because of that touchdown, in a position for the running clock in the second half. And here's the give straight ahead. And BC, can't make the tackle, and now they do. That's Larson Little hanging on. And then Cole Schumann and company come there to clean it up.
Yeah, and BC's got 2 timeouts, but I think that right there kind of shows the intent from New Hampstead on this drive. Like, hey, let's get to the locker room.
That's the 8:05. Head to Nashville. We're going all over tonight from Savannah. Here's the snap. That's Hockman to Hockman. Oh, and he just got annihilated for a 2-yard loss by JoJo Sutton.
Yeah, JoJo Sutton came flying up with his hair on fire and made that play.
Think you'll tell him about that in the car ride home, bro. Got me got me laid out.
The heck, dude.
And we lost yardage.
Yeah.
And I don't know if New Hampstead's going to snap this football.
Okay, BC not calling timeouts.
And down to about 20 seconds or so. Play clock hasn't even started, so.
I don't know that they do start it.
Yeah, I think Kyle Hockman. They're going to line up, try to run one here. 10 seconds. I guess going to try to run one.
Maybe catch BC sleeping.
And not let BC a chance to receive a punt. Here's Hockman looking, going to throw it up, and that seemed like a lot of standing around to throw it to nobody.
Yep.
And we'll go to the locker room. But the Cadets ahead 35-6 here as we get ready for the Bernard Williams Insurance halftime report. Christian, we'll come back. We'll talk all about this one, get you ready for the second half. And, of course, final regular season game here taking place tonight in Pooler. This is the Bernard Williams halftime report coming your way next here on Watch BC Sports.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Bernard Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the Shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
Criminal defense, family law, child custody, DUI, and divorce. When so much is on the line, you need expert legal representation. The one to call is Savannah's own Jonathan V. Dunn, PC, attorney at law. Voted the Thomson Reuters super lawyer consecutively since 2023 and an Avo top attorney rating of 9.7. You can count on Jonathan V. Dunn to leave no stone unturned to deliver the justice you seek. Contact 912-200-9352 or online at jvdattorney.com. Cool Vibes Pizza and Wings is one of Savannah's most popular. Could be the New York style pizza, or the pasta, or sandwiches, or wings. Whatever you choose, Cool Vibes has their own unique style. Check them out at 4501 Montgomery Street, Savannah.
Welcome back here at the half. Danny Britt still out there giving the what for to the lead official. Neither one of them has made it to the locker room, so I'm sure he's had a couple of things to be upset about here, Christian, as again, you had a little extra there on the quarterback. You had a pass interference call on an uncatchable ball. So he's had a couple of things that he's probably wanting to bring to the attention of the officials. That wasn't a, hey, running clock. Like, he was animated down there on the sideline.
I think also that was probably at the end. All right, also, what happens if we go up 30? But, yeah, I think there's a few things there. And, hey, you're up 35-6. This doesn't matter. It's Danny Britt, just like the players out there, trying to take every snap seriously. And because he knows when he gets to the playoffs, if you have an official throw a flag on something that wasn't pass interference, that could cost you a game. So it's just him being locked in and coaching his butt off, and those players going out there and playing really hard tonight, and they deserve this 29-point lead.
Offensively, it's kind of been a flip here. Christian, defensively, they played so well last week. Offensively, it was big plays. Tonight, offensively, they've looked really crisp, and defensively kind of had some holes there trying to stop this passing attack.
Yeah, start on the offensive side of the ball. I think the last couple of weeks it's been plays after you make the catch, turning short stuff into touchdowns. That's just so valuable. When you're able to do that, it just makes you so much more threatening as a team. And I know a lot of teams, they want to make BC work their way down the field, make it be an 11, 12-play drive before they punch the football into the end zone. But to do that, you got to wrap up and tackle, and these guys are showing they're really slippery when they get into the open field. Defensively, again, you knew you were going to come in and play a really talented passing game, and I think probably the most advanced passing game you've seen this season. I mean, I know Buford and Colquitt threw out some passes, but for the most part, simple stuff, but just dominating at the line of scrimmage is what they were able to do. This is some advanced kind of route concepts that you're seeing tonight where you got a coach on the sideline trying to take advantage of where the holes are, and they've beaten you on some, but I think you have done enough where you've started collapsing the pocket, getting your hands up in some of those zone situations, and you've really played bend but don't break football once you've gotten inside your red zone. So really strong stuff, I think, from the defense. Just really one play where he busted, and I don't know that there's anybody in the stadium that could have caught that dude when he turned on the burners. So every now and then you're going to give one of those up, and like I said, I think that might really be the first one of the season, that one for that many yards against the defense on one play. So offensively, I think very consistent and just continue making big plays. Defensively, the bend but don't break. It looks like you gave up a lot, but you look at the scoreboard, 6 points. That is all that's up there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what the name of the game is, make them score less than you, and they've done that so far. We'll come right back. We've got a special guest that will join us up here in Pooler as the Bernard Williams Insurance halftime report rolls on. This is Watch BC Sports.
The honor, the heritage, the tradition of excellence. The home for Benedictine Cadets football is WatchBCSports.com. All the games, play-by-play, and in-depth analysis. Home of the Danny Britt Show. Be a part of the action as your Benedictine Cadets take the field in their quest for yet another championship. On the official home of the Cadets, WatchBCSports.com. And look for us on Facebook and Instagram at WatchBCSports.
Man, marching
bands. We are here at the half. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but we are back here at the half. We are chatting with Carl Smith, BC Athletic Association president.
Yes, sir.
And again, BC up big here at the half as we wind down the regular season and get ready for the postseason. What have you seen from these cadets here in 2025?
Just continuing to improve week after week. That's the biggest thing, is just trying to get better. And right now is just trying to stay healthy and make sure you don't have anybody. I mean, our tight end, our all-star tight end's a little banged up, but everybody else is healthy, and he'll be ready to go in a few weeks. And so we just got to be ready, got to host the first 2 rounds, and then go from there.
As the alumni, I got to be happy you don't have to go on the road into playoffs. You had to get on those buses and cars and make 3 straight trips to Atlanta last year.
These last couple of years have been like road warriors. So yeah, we're thankful and blessed we get to host a couple of games this year. And we're going to do what we can to make sure we get crowds out there. The BCAA will be sponsoring stuff for the students to get all the students into the games and doing some of the stuff that we can to promote that and get all of our members and our fans and alumni to the first couple of rounds. And then, of course, we're going to do our normal. If we have to go on the road, we'll be putting some fan buses and student buses together to make sure that all our family and friends and everybody who wants to be at these games can be there.
Well, Carl, talk about the Alumni Association and kind of we have folks that are BC alumni watching from all over. Kind of what's the role of you guys and what's kind of the primary mission of what you guys do in support of the school?
Okay, well, we're the Athletic Association.
I'm sorry. Yeah. I said it backwards and then said it backwards again.
So. We just work real hard. We do things like the bands and chefs in the spring. Our golf tournament is actually coming up a week from tomorrow, November 7th at Wilmington Island. We're still looking for some sponsors and teams, so feel free to call us at the school and let us know if you want to support us. Our biggest thing is just raising money and taking some of the relief off the students and the parents to help promote the programs and get equipment and things. Like our Raider team is competing this week out of town. Our sport shooting team is doing the state championship at the Forest City Gun Club. So we do what we can for all the sports, wrestling, baseball, basketball, and, of course, football. We do what we can to help them out. But just for example, probably the last 3 or 4 years, we've helped raise over $500,000. That's taken a lot of the load off the school and the parents to help buy the equipment, put people in the stands, and get people, like we try to help them meals when the teams are on the road so they don't have to worry about doing stuff like that.
And, again, you talk about the BC 400, and then you just rattled off like 7 sports. It's like you got kids involved in everything, and there's a lot of athletics obviously taking place at BC.
Oh, we got tons, even like lacrosse and the wrestling and the regular skeet shooting teams and the other sport shooting. So whatever it is, I mean, the biggest thing is they try to get kids involved. They try to at least get everybody involved in one sport just to be a part of a team and learn that aspect of it. And we're just here to help to try to take off a little bit of the load and make sure we have the best equipment. And like I said, we support them in any way we can, whatever the coaches need and the school needs. That's what the Athletic Association's here for.
Hey, Carl, if folks want to get involved with you guys, how can I'm sure you're always inviting more people to come and assist and help. How can they do that?
Absolutely. Well, number one, if they want to support our golf tournament next week, because that's one of our big fundraisers. But just go to our website. You can go to the BC 400. The Athletic Association has its own page. We're constantly asking for members. We're constantly trying to get donations, and we're starting to put together our big event in the spring for April 18th, our bands and chefs. It'll be our 6th annual, so we're going to try to make that really big and see what we can do.
Tell folks a little bit about that. I know it's a ways out, but a unique event. Tell folks about that coming up in the spring.
Yeah, we're really proud of that. The Bands of Chefs has turned into a little event to where all of the school can come together. It's on campus on the plaza. So alumni, we try to bring in new businesses in the community. We bring in bands from outside of the local area. and just put on a good time. We have Chef Quasha, whose son's a student at BC. He's with the Raider team and the lacrosse team. They provide world-class food. And then we have auction items and stuff. So it's just something we do in the spring. You get to come for 4 hours. You meet the good friends, make new friends, alumni, have good drinks, good food, and awesome entertainment with a good auction.
And again, that's coming up in the spring. You mentioned the golf tournament coming up next week. I'm not too late for folks to sign up for that.
No, November 7th. Absolutely not. Please feel free to call the school tomorrow. We're taking anything we can up until the last minute. We want to have a good next Friday. We're going to take the week off, and then we're getting geared up for the first round on the 14th, and we're going to pack Memorial Stadium.
Absolutely, and there's nothing like playoff football. Christian and I were talking. It's like you start to get this time of year, it's like you ain't got but so many more left in the season, and it's one more to get me to one more. And BC's been very fortunate to do that, and hopefully we got at least 5 more.
We got 5 more. We are in drive for the dome. That's what our goal is, get to the dome.
And this team, as you've seen this team, boy, they've really come a long ways playing their best football here at the end of the year as well.
Yeah, you can see, to me, the closeness of all the players and how everybody's always rooting for each other when somebody scores, just like that last touchdown when something happened with our quarterback and everybody was down there in 2 seconds to be around them and all that. So we got a lot of talent, but it takes everybody. It takes all 11 on both sides, special teams, and I know Coach Britt preaches that. So hopefully they'll all come together and we can make a really big push and see if we can't all end up in December in the Mercedes-Benz.
It'll be warm inside.
It will be.
It will not be like this. But, Carl, we appreciate you coming up here and joining us at the half. Thanks so much.
Hey, thank y'all. Y'all do such a great job for
Thank you
BC
so much.
Universe, as I call it.
Yeah.
I know people like to use the term nation, but I'm a universe guy. I think it's bigger than the thing. So y'all do awesome for us.
We appreciate it. We appreciate you coming up and joining us. We're coming right back here on the Bernard Williams Halftime Report.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Bernard Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
Dead or alive, we want your car. No matter the condition, running smooth or barely rolling, Cash and Carry in Savannah will buy it right off the road. Visit us now, get your instant offer, and turn that ride into cash today. We buy cars, any condition.
We are live here at the half. Christian Gokel, as again, we appreciate Carl Smith, BC Athletic Association, joining us here at the half. The Cadets are up big, and as he said, hey, everybody hopes for 5 more games from this point moving forward. And again, if the Cadets can put together an effort like they have the last couple of weeks, it's certainly within grasp.
Right, and you talked about them playing their best football at the end of the year. I think that's the case, and a lot of it is you got healthy guys out there and actually getting to play reps together consistently for 5 or 6 weeks now. But I think you figured out now what works for this football team and how to get them in the best spots. And I think a great example of that is what we saw on that 3rd and 12, where you're like, okay, what's in the playbook for 3rd and 12? A lot of teams maybe trying to run some kind of screen, run the football, turn it into 4th and 6 and play from there. But you've got 4 guys out there that can route somebody up and go make that play. So the fact that you felt so comfortable coming out, executing 3rd and 12, picking it up, it just shows you where you're at with this team, and it's a very dangerous football team.
Defensively, again, Christian, you're up 35-6, but what adjustments, if you're Galen Houston, are you making here? Again, it's not that it's 35-6. You've probably given up more yards in that half through the air, and again, last week against Perry, they were able to throw the football against you. What are you kind of looking at here at the half to try to tighten up?
Well, against Perry and some of the ones in the game, especially the first one tonight, it's one-on-one stuff, and you're okay giving that up. If they're able to make just a great catch, your guy's in phase, goes up, and they come down with the football, you can live with that. What you can't live with is a guy catching an underneath tunnel screen, nobody's within 10 yards, and then he outruns your entire defense. And again, I think that's just eyes. You got to have your eyes in the right spot. You got to follow the coverage, and you got to take the correct steps. And as we saw, a couple of false steps, and it turns into a 65-yard touchdown. So I don't know that it's so much adjustments as it is just coaching them up and continuing to do so. And again, I think give New Hampstead a lot of credit. It's a very complex passing scheme that they have out there, and they got a couple of guys that can execute it to a really high level.
And again, the score, I know Danny Britt would say the score is what the score is, but we're going to play till the whistle. But I think he's what makes him so good, Christian, and is that he's always looking ahead. He's like, yeah, we're up big here, but this could be 3 weeks from now, and we need to get off the field, and we can't have guys running, 5 yards wide open on a tunnel screen and not tackling. And I think they've had some missed tackles of themselves. A couple of sacks they left where 2 or 3 guys missed Ben Hockman back there in the backfield. So I think they have had some, or Eric Hockman, in the backfield. They've had some opportunities to have some impact plays, and the plays weren't made.
Right. And again, some of that's just getting schemed up, and you have to kind of realize when that happened. You kind of called it after the long screenplay where you're a defensive lineman and you're running free into the backfield. You got to realize that something wrong. And how many times, Kevin, have we seen, especially at the collegiate and the NFL level, where it's the defensive tackle who turns around and grabs that guy on the tunnel screen or gets in the way because they realize, I just ran 2 steps and nobody touched me. I'm going to sit and kind of fade and back up here and block that up. So it just goes back to coaching those guys where I know you want to play with your hair on fire the entire time, but you got to realize in the situations when that ball is getting thrown over your head or you're getting led a free pass towards the quarterback, hey, alarm bells need to be going off. So again, you got to rep against it, but also sometimes guy just calls a perfect play at a perfect time.
So here we are at the half. Christian, BC is the region champ as they finish out tonight, and this game would not have been of consequence to that, but they're going to finish with a perfect region slate here in 2025. Still up in the air as to how it shapes up as far as what happens tomorrow night. What is this region looking at sending forward into the playoffs?
As of right now, if things shake out, if they go chalk against the spread, it looks like it's going to be BC, Ware, Perry, and then Warner Robins would be your 4th seed, and they kind of fought back for that win against Ware. But I mean, Kevin, looking at the way things are shaking out, couple of wins here and there, Wayne beat Warner Robins. If they're able to pull another colossal upset, they could put their way in there because they have that win head-to-head against Warner Robins. But I do think it's going to be the fact that Warner Robins was able to get over on New Hampstead that's going to give them that extra win and push them into the playoffs. And man, if I'm a team that gets a 4 seed, that's a heck of a 4 seed coming to town who I think figured something out. But I think Perry's going to be, a lot of teams are going to look at them and say, that's a 5-5 team coming here as a 3 seed. We should be able to take care of business. I think they can put a hurting on somebody. And then obviously Ware County locking up a home game potentially there in Waycross is huge for them because that's just a great atmosphere as we saw, and they're going to pack that out for a playoff game. So would not be surprised, Kevin, if we flip it over and after round 1 of the playoffs, this region still got 3 or 4 teams playing.
Yeah, Warner Robins, again, going to be a deceptive number 4 because they had a couple of key guys injured for a stretch there in the middle where they got beat by Wayne. BC really laid it on them. And then they got some of those guys back healthy. And I think as of right now, Christian, they would go to North Oconee. And I imagine North Oconee's going, really? That's like, we got to get a better draw than that. But I believe that's who they would match up with in the first round. And of course, while we're sitting here talking playoffs, this will be the last year of the current format. Next year, it's going to be, give me your 8 region winners. So BC would not matter. You'd be same kind of situation, but you'd be guaranteed 1 through 8. So they will power rank the 8 region winners, and that's how they will seed them out. Everybody else is just going to be a straight seed. So if you're number 1, you play number 32. If you're number 2, play number 31, and so on. And so it really could get interesting. Where it's not as much as, hey, it's this and that. It also eliminates everybody's favorite coin flip. It's just, hey, they're 18, you're 7. You're going to be the home team. And talking with Jack Holland, some of the folks before the game, they're like, yeah, really looking into the future. It takes a lot of the guesswork out of it because you can look at a bracket and say, if we win, we would always be the higher seed until X point. So he's like, you could just sit there and look at it and say, well, we can plan on staying at home, or, hey, we might need to start looking at travel plans 2 weeks out if we start to think we're going to make it that far. So it just takes a lot of the guesswork out of it, and it's going to be interesting. I think the one thing pushback that I've seen is how are the power rankings going to work, and what does it take into account? A lot of weight towards winning.
Correct.
But is there enough weight towards who you're playing, and if you lose, who you lost to?
Well, that's the thing, is they're looking at the wins and then the record of your wins and their record against other people. So what it sounds like, they're going to go about 3 records deep to kind of look at what that win-loss ratio is and the strength of schedule that you went out there and played. But, I mean, there's not a perfect method out there, period. I personally think the one you have right now is about as fair of a system as you could have. Is you go out there and play your region. You go, and if you're not one of the top 4 teams in your region, I'm sorry, you don't deserve to go and be one of the top 32 teams. Now, a lot of people would argue, well, hey, I'm the 5th team in a really good, like this one, I'm a 5th team in a really good region. Okay, well, if you prove that you're not one of the top 4 in this region,
you still had a bunch of opportunities to.
Yeah, so I think it's very fair to do it that way, but obviously they're going to try something new, and I think it's going to be an advantage, as you talked about, if you make the playoffs as one of those region championship teams. But, man, it gets really subjective really fast. If something happens, you lose one game, then that guy goes undefeated, and you're sitting there as a one-loss team in the region, and you have to look at a bunch of people saying, okay, well, here's your strength of schedule against these, this, and this. And this team didn't really have a great season that you beat. So
you're
now all of a sudden, yeah, exactly, and you're on the road for the entire playoffs. So that's subjective, and then the other side of it is you are a very good program. Teams probably aren't going to want to schedule you now even more, just for the fact that I don't want to schedule a loss. The heck are you talking about? We got to schedule wins so we can make the playoffs. So it's going to be interesting to see it implemented next year. And I will say this, just going back to the standings, to be fair to Warner Robins, they are technically the number 2 team in the region right now. That's it. But just looking, if we had to put numbers on it, I'd say Perry at home a favorite over Warner Robins. So if Perry wins that game, they're 2, or they're 3. Ware would be 2 if they take care of business against Wayne, and then Warner Robins would make it because they have the 2 region wins. One's against New Hampstead, one against Ware. So, but again, you're talking about a big rivalry game. Perry Warner Robins coming up tomorrow night, and that one again for Warner Robins somehow goes in there and pulls out an upset, then they can have the 2 seed in a home playoff game. So
what a
from
turnaround.
61-7 to potentially being the 2 seed in the region, they're playing for everything. And Kevin, going back, you and I watched the end of that football game, the Ware County Warner Robins game, from a Waffle House in Perry, and we saw Warner Robins against BC, and they ran kind of that midline run against BC, and it was really what worked. But they only ran it 4 or 5 times, and we talked to Danny afterwards. We're like, why did they only run that? And he's like, I think they're probably saving their quarterback for some of these later games where they felt like they were still in the football game. Brother, they ran him in that football game. So I think Warner Robins kind of figured out something that works for them, got a couple of guys back healthy, and I do not think that's going to be an easy win for Perry at all coming up. But, again, I think Perry going to be favored in that one.
This has been the Bernard Williams halftime report. We'll come right back, bring you the second half. BC going to get the ball first here to start off the third quarter. They're up 35-6 here at the half. This is Cadet Football presented by Cash and Carry.
As the world's largest lifestyle retailer of recreational boats and yachts, MarineMax is dedicated to connecting people with life-changing experiences on the water. More than just a boat retailer, MarineMax offers a complete range of services. 3518 Old Tybee Road, Thunderbolt, and online at marinemax.com. Bowtie Barbecue Company at 6724 Waters Avenue in Savannah serves up barbecue both familiar and new. Made by hand and made with love. Family friendly and relaxed, Bowtie takes great pride in the by hand preparation of high quality beef ribs, smoked chicken, pork spare ribs, and more. Come join the Bowtie family. Ask about our food truck and catering too. Bowtie Barbecue Company. Southern charm naturally. Look for them online at bowtiebarbecueco.com.
Welcome back here to Pooler Stadium. BC going to get this football first, and Christian, this will be maybe a litmus test of where Coach Britt's mind is. If the cadets come out here, probably have some starters out here, go down and score. I'd imagine given the week off, at that point you'd be up huge. No chance in wanting to have something happen to Stephen Cannon or Bubba Frazier or anybody like that with the playoffs looming around the corner.
Yeah, again, I think they approach this as they have in other situations like this where let these guys go out there, play the first drive. And we've seen before, too, where they just go and pull Steven and let Amari run with the ones, and then after that you start making the subs. I wonder with a bye week coming up. Yeah, Steven still got his helmet on, so if I had to imagine, we'll at least see him for this first series. If they go down and score and the defense gets a stop, that might be it.
Again, not just him, but certainly want Cam Cody available.
Yeah, I don't know that we saw him
possible
again after he went out. I don't think it was an injury. I think he just kind of got rolled up on a little bit, but you're putting bubble wrap around him until the playoffs start.
So this will be New Hampstead to kick it off. Left to right, you got Bubba Frazier off screen back about the 17-yard line. As we begin the final half of football in the regular season here in 2025, it was a little pooch kick. Going to be caught and drilled immediately. Hauled in by Stuart Dunn.
Yeah, he did a great job holding on to that football. You see everybody coming up telling him good job because he was up there and he was, I guess, just kind of like a, what do you think you hit it, Kevin?
A pinata.
Pinata, thank you. It's too cold for the brain to work right now.
Goldfish brain.
I saw 54 on the weather, and I was like, it's colder than that. Looked at the feels like 46.
At least the wind has died down.
So Kevin and I might be babies, but at least we're not too big of babies right now.
So really good field position here for the Cadets to start the second half. They'll put trips up top for Stephen Cannon. That's Washington in the jet motion, and they'll swing it out to him. Nice seal block by Mallard, and they're going to string it out. Nicely run in the alley there by the free safety Caldwell, and it's going to go as a 1-yard loss for the Cadets.
Yeah, they're going to get a tough spot because I do think he ended up picking about 2 yards up before they pushed him back, but officials saying he gave himself up. So, yeah, nice job stringing it out there from New Hampstead.
So second down here for the Cadets. That's Smart out in the flat. Steven over the middle and tried to force it in there to Josh Washington. And again, just not a good read. Try to throw it in double coverage there.
You said it. I think he kind of predetermined where he wanted to go with the football beforehand. And that was a play call. You kind of fake the bubble screen, come back to the post. And I think that time if he had just come back to where the bubble screen was, probably could have picked up a first down, but try to fit into a tight window. And that's Josh Washington. And that's one of his favorite targets and his good friend. I think he felt like they had the connection there, but fortunately it wasn't intercepted.
You got Griffin Ward coming in at H-back here for BC. It's 3rd and 11. Here's Cannon looking. Flushed out of the pocket and going to be pushed around and still scrambling, looking, and he's going to tuck his head and he'll pick up a couple of yards before he's knocked out of bounds, and a flag comes in late. Not sure if this is going against BC. If it is, I'm sure Kyle Hockman will decline it. Only thing I can think of is a hold or something on the sideline.
Or they say gave him a shove afterwards. Yeah, they're talking to Danny.
Still haven't seen an indication. They're pointing it towards New Hampstead. I haven't seen an indication here of what it was. Personal foul, late hit out of bounds. Oh, personal foul, face mask. So that'll take it all the way down to the Phoenix 42. So a free first down and a BC Brothers moving first down here for the Cadets. So this will be 1st and 10. I'll go to that flex bone look with one receiver top of the formation. Cannon will counter back here. This is Mallard. Try to cutting it back inside. Dragging a man. Breaks free and finally brought down at the 37. Boy, and Mallard just...
he's so strong.
Yeah, no kidding. Literally had a defensive lineman hanging on his leg and drug him 2 yards. Danny Britt getting in his steps up and down that sideline. He's second down at about 5.
I was going to say, BC still trying to get the play call in here.
Twins either side here. 15 on the play clock. On second down, here's Cannon. He'll give it to Smart. Stanley trying to go up inside and just got met at the hole. Right side of the line. Didn't win an assignment there, Christian, and Smart had nowhere to go.
Yeah, I mean, they ran right into the teeth of the defense right there. A lot of weight on that side of the defensive line for New Hampstead, and they ate that one up. And that one didn't seem overly efficient right from the start. Really seemed like BC struggling to get the play call in. I mean, Kevin, there's like a huddle of 5-6 BC coaches there by the first down marker.
I wonder if the headsets are working.
Yeah.
So 3rd down and 5 here for the Cadets. Cannon on a straight drop, looking, throws, back shoulder, caught, and knocked out of bounds. That is complete to, that's Josh Washington, and that was just a, hey, I'm going to throw it to a spot, you turn around and come get it.
Just a little sticker out right there, and a great job by Josh driving his guy, making him think he's going to run the go, and then coming back to the football. And we talked about Stephen Cannon's arm. By the time he turned around, that football was already there.
So a methodical opening drive, Christian, that's taken almost 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, aided by that face mask call.
Here's Cannon, a little flare out. This is Mallard. Mallard's got a great block, and that's going to go for a touchdown. Josh Washington with the seal block. Christian, and BC punches it in the end zone, and it's 41-6.
Yeah, that was too easy there for the Cadets, and great job, great block by Josh Washington. And then, yeah, you give Aaron Mallard that much open room. He basically walked into the end zone.
So this will be Parker Lewis for the point after. Here's Lewis. Up, and it is good. 42-6 our score. BC comes out and drives down the field, scores a touchdown out of the locker room, taking up about 3.5 minutes. We're coming right back. This is Cadet Football presented by Cash and Carry.
BC Brothers Moving is Savannah's most trusted moving service. From residential to commercial to packing supplies, BC Brothers does it all. Let BC Brothers' energetic, trustworthy team wrap it, pack it, and move it for you. Check out BC Brothers online at bcbrothersmoving.com or give them a like on Facebook.
We're back here at Pooler.
Were you surprised?
No. Cadets go right down the field. And I thought the way it was going, Christian, it was you kind of come out and maybe the offense knows, hey, if we put it in the end zone, we're done, and just kind of ho-hum, not looking crisp because they kind of look at it as an inevitability. But got it back together after that face mask call.
I was going to say,
scored.
that kind of flipped the drive, and you saw the offense kind of lock in after that call. And great job, great play call, and great execution.
So here's Parker Lewis, and he'll hang one up short. Fair catch called for. He dropped the football, and falling back on it at about the 19. And I want to say that was number 25, Micah Diggs.
And I love that call. I mean, if anything, they're going to fair catch it, and they're going to get it about the 28, 30-yard line. But you are putting the chance out there of a high school kid being a high school kid, having it thump off their hands, and just gives you that chance to go steal a drive or tackle them even further back. Just if you know you can't get it into the end zone and you're going to give them a running start and potentially bust one, I think that's a great call right there. Starting defense out there, I think Mr. Cody back in the game as well.
So Eric Hockman out of a pistol look. He'll play action, bootleg out, throw it back, and it's going to be caught and shoved out of bounds. That's Cole Schumann. Got his hands there over on the running back. That's Camden Gates. And he'll pick up a couple, bring up second down.
Yeah, they're executing that naked boot well. There's a concept BC hasn't seen so far this year. But it's one of those things you can only go to that well so many times before your quarterback turns around and there's an outside linebacker standing right there.
He had a man upfield that time. I was going to say there's only so many teams that have been able to block BC well enough to run a naked bootleg, as you said. So second down, call it 7. Hockman, play action, throws it into the slot. It's going to be caught out at the 30. That should be enough for a first down. JoJo Sutton in coverage.
Yeah, it's the second time they've gone back to that one. Just a double slant. You wait for the first man to clear. Soft coverage on the backside by JoJo, and good quarterback play. Ball's right on time.
That's Jamari Williams, who's had a couple of catches here in this ball game. And again, Ari Terrio, number 9. See him in the near side slot. He had the big 60-yard touchdown pass reception in the first quarter for the Phoenix only score of the ball game.
And Kevin, to me, BC seems comfortable. Hey, if you're going to hit that, fine. We're just not going to give you anything over the top.
There's Hockman. No, that was over the top to the other Hockman. This is Ben Hockman, and then Wyatt Estabrook kind of hits him in the chest and knocks him down at the 48, but not before New Hampstead moves the chains.
Again, not bad defense from BC. Linebackers maybe a little shallow right there, but that's just great quarterback play, man. He stuck that one right in a window, layered it over a linebacker and in front of a safety, and great catch. Good hands from the other Hockman.
New Hampstead continuing the drive here. Hockman looking flushed out to his left. Going to wind up, throw back across his body and short. And incomplete. The old throw back across the middle, always dangerous, but that time flushed out of the pocket. I think they were looking for something earlier in that. Christian just couldn't get it.
Yeah, Schumann comes on a blitz right there and good pressure immediately. And I like the switch up there from Houston, the defensive coordinator. Just you've been sitting back playing soft coverage, and that time you send the zone blitz right there, and it was immediate pressure. Quarterback's trying to get a little comfortable back there in the pocket, shake him up a little bit.
So 2nd and 10 for the Phoenix out at the 48. Cadets trying to get lined up. Now they get set. Here's the snap. They'll play action, throw it back underneath. This is going to be caught and slung down by Amari Burse as they found Terrio out on a little dump route, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage to bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, zone coverage there, man coverage there from BC, and Amari does a great job tracking across the field and try to get you on a little bit of a switch route right there, dumping that guy into the flat, but Amari does a great job tracking his man and wraps up in open space. That was something BC did not do well last week against Perry.
Say actually lost half a yard, so it'll be 3rd and 11. Hockman.
There it is
pressure
again.
In his face. A little underneath screen. That was read beautifully. Jaden Houston hit the back. Smart immediately. A flag comes flying in.
I wonder if they're going to get BC for holding here, because it looked like one of the linemen maybe grabbed that back. No, they're going to get New Hampstead for holding. Okay, I knew it was holding one way.
And so that'll bring up 4th down. Great play by Houston.
100%. And I think a better play from the defensive line, too, because you saw, Kevin, instead of rushing upfield, they all kind of stopped, and they kind of felt it coming. And Houston that time flying up to make the play. His eyes were where they were supposed to be, and BC gets off the field there. That was big.
So 4th down, and they will punt the football. You got Josh Washington and Bubba Frazier back deep for the Cadets. I think we got a new punter in here for New Hampstead as well.
Down a guy. BC's already blocked one.
And whistles blow. This is Antonio Benton punting. It was Bastian Kramer.
You're going to get a false start.
And did see him getting worked on back in the first half. But he is not out there to punt, so they've gone to their backup punter, have the Phoenix.
It's never something that's fun to do.
Go to the backup punter. So 4th and now 17. Here's the snap. BC, a low line driver, going to hit, and Bubba's going to get away from it and let it roll dead at the 33-yard line.
Ends up being a very good punt.
And had a little extracurricular going on after the play. And flags come flying out.
Yeah, it looked like LaDamian Guyton was involved with something. Now you just got to see who is the instigator.
That was Jaden Caldwell. And again, this is a situation here. If you get thrown out, you're out of the playoff game.
I don't think there's any punches thrown. And they're looking at Danny. I think it was the New Hampstead player that got in his face, was shoving him after the play. And Danny's wondering, hey, that's after the play. Do we get to add that on?
Let's see. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike against New Hampstead. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike against BC, so they'll offset.
That's a good call.
And you still got Stephen Cannon out here running the offense. Looks like the whole starting unit out there, Christian.
Again, only 9 games in the regular season. Want to get these guys as many snaps as you can.
4:46 to go here in the third quarter. Here's Cannon. He'll give it to Bubba Frazier. Bubba off the right side, and he will be slung out of bounds, but not before he gets the first down at the 44-yard line. So that's a BC Brothers moving first down as they move the chains.
And what I love about that is just how quickly that hits. The offensive line gets to their guys, blocks who they need to hit, and Bubba able to hit the hole really hard, pick up a first down. That's great execution.
So 1st and 10, they'll keep Bubba at running back. They'll give it to Bubba
Same
again.
play.
And a flag comes flying in. And I would imagine from where it was thrown, this is going to go against the Cadets. Maybe an interior hold somewhere in there. And they're looking at Kyle Hawkman. Do you want to take it or take the no gain?
He said, back him up.
Yeah, he's like, are you serious?
What?
That's not even a question. So that'll make it 1st and 20.
Yeah, that time, whoever was the point man, I think it might have been 70 for New Hampshire, did a great job of the point of attack, just blowing up through BC's guard, and then that guy just kind of had to hold on for dear life to prevent a catastrophe and set you up here at 1st and 20.
So here's twins either side. They'll motion smart out of the backfield. Low snap dug out by Steven. Nobody stayed with Mallard, and he threw it behind him.
Yeah, that hurts, and I know I'm seeing if I can feel the thumping from A.J. DePhillips down there, but I know that's frustrating because he was wide open on that play, but just a bad low snap, and Steven kind of took his eyes off him for a second. Still able to get it out there, but just out of time.
So that'll make it 2nd down and 20.
I mean, Aaron's still probably running.
They kind of ran like a rub concept, I guess, Christian, if
just
you recall, and nobody went with Aaron.
Yeah, a little switch route, and you're just kind of going off of the motion of the bubble screen.
So here's the snap for Steven. Looking, he's going to have a man right there. Got out of it somehow. Steven's going to turn on the Jets up the right side and run out of bounds. And he'll at least get a couple of yards there.
Yeah, I don't know how Stephen Cannon didn't get decapitated right there because he had a free rusher coming on the backside right there, and he is able to evade him somehow. I mean, picks up maybe 4 yards, but that was a heck of a football play from your quarterback.
So 3rd and about 17.
Again, you want to say, okay, cool, draw play underneath screen, but we've seen BC run some kind of, you got post goes, sluggos. They got all kinds of different options in the route tree.
Here's the snap to Cannon. Looking. He's got a man and trying to get somebody to change their route. Now he's going to pull down and run. Comes here to the near side, 50, and he's going to be short.
Close.
He's going to be very close. They're going to mark him at the 48. He needs the 46. It'll be 4th and 2.
I'd say go for it.
Christian, that time, just the way the defense lined up, New Hampstead had 2 men covering 3 guys here on the near side.
Yeah, Stephen Cannon trying to direct traffic, but again, just a good job being decisive, pulling that down, and man, he's dangerous.
Nobody's covering Bubba Frazier at the top of the screen. I think they're trying to figure that out.
You don't have to wait for him here.
So 4th down and 2. Here's the snap to Cannon. Steven looking. Throws underneath. Caught by Mallard. That's a first down. And he'll be pushed out of bounds at the 39. BC Brothers moving the chains, first down there. A little pitch and catch from Steven Cannon to Aaron Mallard.
Yeah, great play call. I feel like Steven's been sharp tonight. That one, not an easy throw on the move in the flat on time like that, but Aaron doing a good job using leverage. Steven right on time. Offensive line giving you just enough time. That's a great 4th down play.
So 1st and 10. Steven looking, gets it to Bubba Frazier. Bubba will just run out of bounds, maybe about a yard short, so a 9-yard gain. Sorry, Christian, they're on 1st down.
Again, taking what the defense is giving them, and great play call, great execution.
They'll move Bubba Frazier in at running back. They'll put Stanley Smart out at wide receiver.
Yeah, 2nd and 2, chance for a shot play.
So they'll give it to Bubba. Bubba jumps inside. He'll leap inside the 25. That'll be a first down. BC Brothers moving the chains, first down.
And it hasn't been quite as explosive for BC offensively here in the second half, but man, it's been efficient.
And it hasn't been running clock, but they've used a lot of clock up on a couple of drives here. Here's the snap. Cannon looking, has a man open in the flat. Oh, almost undercut there by the defensive back. That was Blanton in coverage. And just couldn't find Washington.
And that was funky from the get-go. I don't know if they were on the same page.
So it's 2nd down and 10 here, just outside 2 minutes to go. And here's the give straight ahead. This is Stanley Smart. He'll get down inside the 10. Did I see a flag come flying in?
I think I saw something too. I don't know if it was a flag or a face mask or a mouthpiece. I think just a mouthpiece.
Yeah, no flag. That's going to be 1st and goal here for the Cadets. They're trying to get lined up quick. Here's the snap. They'll give it. Stanley Smart cutting back inside. 3, 2, 1. Touchdown, Stanley Smart. And that'll make it 48-6 Benedictine, and I believe that would set us up for a running clock here in the 4th. And Stanley Smart with yet another touchdown.
Yeah, he's been kind of the catalyst for the offense tonight. Him and Steven Cannon have been so good, but Stanley Smart's been the guy you can just go to, pick up 5-6 yards on the ground, and then obviously has the long receiving touchdown, now punches one in on the ground.
Here's the kick. It's up and good by Parker Lewis. 49-6, Cadets out in front. It's Cadets football on Watch BC Sports, presented by Cash and Carry.
Criminal defense, family law, child custody, DUI, and divorce. When so much is on the line, you need expert legal representation. The one to call is Savannah's own Jonathan V. Dunn, PC, attorney at law. Voted the Thomson Reuters super lawyer consecutively since 2023 and an Avo top attorney rating of 9.7. You can count on Jonathan V. Dunn to leave no stone unturned to deliver the justice you seek. Contact 912-200-9352 or online at jvdattorney.com.
Welcome back here to Pooler Stadium. Cadets way out in front, 49-6 here in the regular season finale. We know BC will be at home in a couple of weeks. Christian, we just will have to wait and see the final results tomorrow. Again, they match up against Region 8 in the first round, so they will play whoever finishes number 4 out of Region 8. Parker's going to hang one up, going to be caught at the 32. And again, New Hampstead doing what Perry could not last week, and that's catch the pooch kick.
And I can almost guarantee that was a coaching point this week for New Hampstead. Hey, we're practicing this, and you are fair catching every daggone time. But, man, how about the execution from this first unit for the Cadets? Looks like we're going to get another series here from the first team defense. Big Cam Cody still out there.
Yeah, that's the whole first unit. So here comes Eric Hockman from their own 34-yard line. He's played fairly well.
Great, yeah.
Had a couple of tip balls Had a tip ball interception early in the football game.
But, I mean, he's on time, and he can sling it.
Looking, throws it underneath. Oh, that's caught. That's Terrio again. He's had a couple of big catches, and that's a first down across the way, across the midfield stripe. So move the chains for New Hampstead.
And again, it's so on time. He's got a live arm and just fitting into the windows. And for BC, I think in zone right there, everybody was kind of stuck staring into the backfield, and he waited for that pocket to open up and slung that joker in there.
So 1st and 10 here for New Hampstead. And again, Kyle Hockman's had some quarterbacks here. Paulie Seeley, Truel, excuse me, and now Hockman. Throws underneath and caught and out of bounds at about the 39 of Benedictine by Mason Scott. That'll bring up 2nd and short.
Yeah, and right now New Hampstead just taking advantage of soft zone defense from BC, and I think BC's okay letting them do it right now, and then maybe 5-6 more yards, you'll see BC start getting aggressive.
So here's Hockman on 2nd and short. Cadets showing pressure. They'll back it out of there. Here's the snap. Hockman underneath. That's Terrio again. He'll have the first down. That's that tunnel screen again. And a tackle made by Makai Williams, and that'll move the chains.
And BC did a better job defending it that time, but, man, he's just fast.
And Terrio still down for New Hampstead. Jameer Lee down for the Cadets.
And Jameer's up on his feet now. I think he's like, man, I'm not supposed to be running like that, yo.
And I think that's what you start looking at now.
Yeah.
With about 29 seconds left or so here in the quarters. You're up 49-6, and you start seeing guys get ankle rolls and stuff. You go,
that's looking like a hammy right there for the big fella.
Gives you at least a second of pause to say
so. And I think they're going to use the quarter break, probably start getting some guys in. But again, you only get so many snaps before the playoffs. They're trying to get these guys to make adjustments, go out there and make plays, and just get those live fire reps.
So Jameer is up. He's going to walk slowly back to the cadet sideline.
I think Coach Hockman just sent the big fellas out there to help lift.
You hope it's nothing too.
Yeah, they're working on
his.
Looks like they're working on his foot, and I'm wondering if it's just hopefully it's just a bad cramp the way they're kind of moving that toe back and forth. There we go.
And that is Terrio.
Yeah, he's really favoring that left leg.
He's one of those seniors for New Hampstead. So
it's a great game. Had the long touchdown earlier. Busted another one right there. He can move. That's cool to see.
He's had a big game tonight. It'll be 1st and 10 here for the Phoenix after the dual injuries. One for BC and Terrio here for New Hampstead. Empty set here for Hogman. Oh, he's trying to hard count him here. You got Rasheem Jackson in there at linebacker for the Cadets.
He's got to go, though.
There's Hockman going to loft it up to the back of the end zone. Nicely
Great coverage
played
by JoJo.
JoJo Sutton at the buzzer of the 3rd quarter. Slapped it away as they were looking to go to Jamari Williams in the back of the end zone. We'll walk it to the other end. We've got 12 more minutes to go here in the regular season of 2025. Cadets up big here on Watch BC Sports.
Bowtie Barbecue Company at 6724 Waters Avenue in Savannah serves up barbecue both familiar and new. Made by hand and made with love. Family friendly and relaxed, Bowtie takes great pride in the by hand preparation of high quality beef ribs, smoked chicken, pork spare ribs, and more. Come join the Bowtie family. Ask about our food truck and catering too. Bowtie Barbecue Company. Southern charm naturally. Look for them online at bowtiebbq.com.
We're back here for the fourth quarter.
And the band plays next.
Oh, man. Have a little fun here on the last home game of the 12 minutes to go. I'd imagine once this first snap happens, we're going to have a running clock here, Christian.
Yes, and can we find a way to import a band for the home playoff games for BC? Because it adds to the atmosphere.
Still got the starters out there on defense.
What if you let them finish this drive?
So it'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Phoenix. And here is Hockman going to have an empty set here. Like to see the passing numbers for Hockman when this one is over. I tell you what, Kyle Hockman's put up some numbers through the year. Last couple of quarterbacks he's had here at New Hampstead against BC.
Goodness. Yeah, I don't know if anybody's ever going to do what Trill did, but yeah, he can definitely get it going through the air.
Hockman looking, has a receiver, intercepted. Makai Williams just made a great read. He'll come up the left sideline at the 40 and run out of bounds. And that was just a great break on the football by Makai, Christian.
That's a hard window to fit that one in. Just a go route, and Makai Williams sitting in cover 2 right there, had his eyes on the quarterback the whole time. You have to have an absolute cannon to fit that one in, and even then it's still dangerous. So, yeah, that was a great play by Makai, and that's what you expect your safety to do.
You got Amari taking some snaps over there. He's going to come in, so Stephen Cannon's night is done.
As is the clock operators.
Yep, just let it roll. And I wonder if they're going to give Amari some run with some of the first unit here. They've done that in games past. Looks like Stanley Smart's still going to come out there. Looks like most of the starting offensive line is still out there too. They're going to let Amari get a series with the starters here. A couple of different changes, but mostly the starters.
Yeah, I don't see Bub out there.
You got Griffin Ward in there. Karan Hall's out there. They throw it. Caught. This is Josh Washington. He'll have a first down. BC Brothers moving the chains. A nice little pitch and catch from Amari to Josh.
Yeah, just get Amari fresh, get him in the football game, and easy completion right there, first down, and you're rolling.
So here's the snap to give Stanley Smart straight ahead. He'll be into New Hampstead territory. And that'll be a gain of about 7 on first down.
And no signs of slowing down for this BC offense. Cole Henderson checks in.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see Bubba again.
Yeah, you got Karan Hall split out wide here.
So here's the snap, the give straight ahead, Stanley Smart. And he'll have the first down. BC Brothers moving the chains, first down on a gain of about 4.
And Stanley Smart, again, he's been the guy tonight. You kind of feeding him and then letting the rest of the offense flow.
So first down and 10. And a little flare out to Josh Washington. He'll get nothing. Maybe a half a yard. It'll bring up second down. Clock continues to roll.
Yeah, 3 plays in a row right around the line of scrimmage. You go bubble screen, then run. All of a sudden, all the eyes are right at the line of scrimmage. So better defense that time, but now potential for a shot play here for Amari.
Again, BC, I don't think in much of a hurry with the running clock.
No.
40 yards, depending on how it goes, you could give this back to New Hampstead with just a couple of minutes, maybe 2 minutes or so. Out of the flex bone, they'll give it. This is Josh Washington coming near side, cuts back in, and he'll be brought down at the 38, give him a gain of about 3. That'll bring up third down and 7.
Yeah, good block by the right side of the line and good patience by Josh, waiting for something to open up and falling forward. Brings you third and manageable. Henderson checks back in.
Again, just important reps for Omari. You never know when you'll need him at quarterback. Here's the snap, low, dug out. Looking, had a man open, didn't see him, and overthrew Josh Washington. Had Man, it was Mallard out there in the flat, and it's going to bring up 4th down. And now you got to bring Stevie Cannon on the punt. I don't think that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah. We'll get a chance to cough in quarter 1. See, loosens up the leg for his first punt of the night.
Got to get stretched out here. Or if depending on how they cover it, just tuck it and run it, get the first down.
No,
that's not going to happen.
Don't think they'll let 10 run.
It's 4th and 6, and I think Steven's saying, wait, we don't have enough personnel on the field.
Flag.
Rasheed Jackson comes running on late. I don't think it was a flag, is it? Oh, well, they did have a flag.
They're going to say too many men on BC?
And this doesn't do anything but just burn another minute.
Yeah.
It could be too many men on BC. They ran a man on late. BC didn't have enough.
Oh, I think they're calling it on New Hampstead, saying New Hampstead had too many.
But
and then the sideline officials waving it off. No, waved off. New Hampstead's coaches were about to come unglued.
So it'll be 4th down. Cannon will punt this football. And that burn up about 45 seconds of us standing around. So end of the day, good result for BC. Cannon gets it off quick, end over end. Going to hit at the 12 roll, and not a bad call for corner down there at the 6.
Great job by your quarterback punter.
So that'll give the Phoenix the ball on the 6. Clock continues to roll, and if you're Kyle Hockman, quarterback's played well, do you just continue to wing it or just, hey, if we can run the ball 3-4 times, pick up a first down?
Nah, it's your guys' last game. Barring something wild happening, I think you go out there with your hair on fire and try to make something happen. I mean, there's no difference between losing 49-6 to 56-6.
So here's Hockman. He'll put his feet on the goal line out of a shotgun. Clock continues to roll inside 6 minutes now. And they'll give it straight ahead. Oh, that's going to bust. And up the left sideline, Mackay just got a bad angled and slung out of bounds. That was a whisker from being a 94-yard touchdown run. Christian Gokel by the running back, Kamari Scott.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about some speed. He turned on the Jets right there. And you've got some backups in there, but you still got Isaac Scott, Jameer Lee, Gavin Smith. They busted a gap right there, and great blocking by New Hampstead.
You still got Jonathan Black in here at corner.
Yep, obviously Mackay makes a tackle. JoJo's still out there.
You have Landon Harris in at safety.
Yeah, I think the only folks you don't have out there right now are Wyatt Estabrook, Cam Cody, and Guyton.
And Larson Little is not out there, I don't believe.
I think he is. Yeah, Larson's out there. Sheen Jackson.
No Houston. Here's Hockman out of a pistol.
I got away with a false start there.
Caught by Ben Hockman and going to be tackled.
Oh, my goodness.
Makai
oh,
Williams.
What's the call?
And flags come flying in everywhere.
What's the call?
They're going to say targeting, but he kind of threw a forearm.
There's no whistle, and he hit him with his shoulder, and he hit him in the shoulder. It's just a big hit. Big hit isn't a flag.
I think Danny Britt wants the same explanation here.
I stopped the clock for that one.
Still no indication. They're going to mark this off against BC.
Dead ball, personal foul. There's no whistle, though.
Wasn't the play still alive when the flags came flying out?
That's a bad call. If you want to say it was unnecessary roughness, that's one thing, but that's not a dead ball because the
play was still going.
The play was still going. You hadn't blown it dead. It's a bad call, but fortunately for BC, no ejections.
So here's Hockman, 1st and 10 from the BC 16.
And Kevin, I'm curious to talk to Danny. You got 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. You still got starters out there. I'm not questioning it whatsoever. I'm just curious the decision. Is it, hey, this just went so fast. This is only their second series, really, in the second half?
Here's a give. This is going to be off the left side and up the left side and in for a touchdown. And that time you saw Mackay kind of olay it there, I think, just saying, I'm not going to get another penalty.
Yep.
And it's going to be Smart in for a touchdown.
Make some noise, the
And that will take the wind out of your sails when you get called for the penalty on a live ball situation.
Yeah, and then they run out of side, or you got a backup safety in. And I think a backup linebacker as well. And it's kind of fold down that side. And I mean, that's all running back on that drive. Big run, small completion, penalty, and then another big run.
So here's the point after for New Hampstead. The kick is up, and it is good. So 49-13 is our score. Clock has stopped. Although we have seen games where the clock continues to keep rolling even during this situation, Christian. But
I think it depends on if you're at home or away. And I think trying to give the guys who could be playing in their final high school football game a little more time. Well, we've talked about BC go out there and run about 5 plays, and this game could be over.
I would imagine it's got to be mostly backups here. Point done, point made.
Yep.
And get everybody back together, getting ready for the playoffs. New Hampstead going to finish at 2-8. And as Christian has said earlier in the broadcast, barring just an abject miracle, they will not make the playoffs.
Yes. That's going to be Dontre Ford back deep to receive.
And he will be about the BC 21.
And they've been beaming these straight down the middle. That's where you got, I think Perry is one of them, one of the upbacks that's going to have to be on alert. Oh, clock started again. Apologies.
I'm not sure what we're waiting on. The clock's running. And here's a boot. They're going to let it go out of bounds. That was Dontre Ford giving chase to it, but BC going to get the ball in great field position, clock rolling.
And now, after all that, Kevin, BC maybe has to take 2, maybe 3 snaps. Heck of a regular season, though, man. The way you started. You lose a close one to Colquitt and then just a tsunami and a heck of a football team against Buford.
Literally, I think it rained most of the night there.
Got home about 4 a.m. That was good. But then after that, just rip off 7 wins in a row. I think if you told fans before the season, looking at that schedule, hey, you're going to be 7-2, I think everybody would have jumped on that. 7-2, losing the first game on a last-second field goal. And Colquitt went on to beat some pretty good teams.
Oh, yeah. So here's Amari. They'll go out of the flex bone. They'll give it. This is end around. Up the left side, 50, 45, 40. Cutting back inside, 30. Still on his feet and knocked down at the 20 is Stuart Dunn.
We got a flag way back. What are we doing?
They're going to let the clock run. By the time we sort this out, the game will be over. Yeah, the clock continues to roll. By the time we respot this and just go line up at midfield, I don't know that BC's going to run another play. They're trying to hurry, but just the way the officials are going, I don't.
And if nothing else, you just wiped off a 40-yard run from Stuart Dunn. It's like you said, by the time they spot this,
you might get one more.
I think BC might just go victory.
We're already down to 40 seconds here, and they still haven't spotted the ball yet. I think the offensive linemen are like, are we running a play? What are we doing?
They want to.
Now they're in the wrong spot. I think they want to get one more here. That's William Brown, a freshman at B-back. They'll come here to the near side. This is going to be Ford, and he will be knocked down for a loss.
And that should be it.
Yeah, I don't think – Danny's walking to midfield and saying, no, we're not going to run another play. So the Cadets going to finish 7-2 in the regular season, Christian, and as you said, a literal whisker from being 8-1. If you go back to week number 1 against Colquitt, where, again, penalties, just ate him alive, and still took a field goal at the end to knock him off that night. But what a job bouncing back, undefeated in region. They're going to get a home playoff game after going on the road 3 straight weeks to end last season. They know whoever they play is going to be coming to Memorial Stadium in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, and again, just bouncing back from just a hugely emotional Perry win where we were there, Kevin, just back and forth affair between you and a really, really talented Perry football team to come out and execute like you did on a short week like that. I think excellent job, excellent coaching there from the Cadets, and get a big win, perfect in the region. That's something you can carry with you for the rest of your life. And you're talking about your football career, and now you get those region championship shirts and go get ready for the playoffs.
Certainly. And again, 49 points tonight put up by the Benedictine Cadets. They'll run to the far side, sing the alma mater, and say, Coach Britt, can you make it quick? It's chilly out here. We'll, of course, wait to chat with Danny Britt coming up here on the Attorney Jonathan Dunn postgame show. We'll name our Cool Vibes Pizza player of the game as well. When we come back, we'll put a wrap on this one. Coach Danny Britt will join us and more. This is Cadet Football on Watch BC Sports.
Criminal defense, family law, child custody, DUI, and divorce. When so much is on the line, you need expert legal representation. The one to call is Savannah's own Jonathan V. Dunn, PC, attorney at law. Voted the Thomson Reuters super lawyer consecutively since 2023 and an Avo top attorney rating of 9.7. You can count on Jonathan V. Dunn to leave no stone unturned to deliver the justice you seek. Contact 912-200-9352 or online at JV. Cool Vibes Pizza and Wings is one of Savannah's most popular. Could be the New York style pizza, or the pasta, or sandwiches, or wings. Whatever you choose, Cool Vibes has their own unique style. Check them out at 4501 Montgomery Street, Savannah.
Welcome back here to the Attorney Jonathan Dunn postgame show. Cadets a big winner tonight. 49-13 over New Hampstead. You see Coach Britt talking to his team. Obviously some things they want to clean up heading into the playoffs in a couple of weeks. And on the other side, it's that time of year for New Hampstead. Hugs all around, and seniors will miss you. And a lot of guys playing probably their last high school football game tonight. Cadets hoping, hey, we got 5 more to go.
Yeah, and again, it's tough to compare looking at one sideline to the other, just kind of the juxtaposition of it, where you got a lot of tears on the New Hampstead sideline, a lot of guys who didn't play their last high school game, play their last ever football game tonight, unless something miraculous happens in the region. But just cool to see the hugs, and Coach Hockman runs a wonderful program. On the flip side of it, BC's kind of starting their 3rd season now, where you play those really tough out-of-region games. That's the first season you get into region play. That's the season you got to win to make it to the playoffs. Now you start the run to Mercedes-Benz, and the way that you have earned you're going to get 2 home playoff games to start that run. And you said it earlier, Kevin, you're trying to win to get the next one. And it's quick. If you lose that game, all of a sudden you're staring at the sidelines going, what the heck? That's it. But this is the run, and this is what you put all that work in for, is what's going to be coming up here in the next couple of weeks.
Certainly tonight, BC got off to a big start early, put up 21 points in the first quarter, never really looked back, did give up some big plays in the passing game, a huge reception from Terrio for 60 yards and a touchdown. Outside of that, didn't do much till late. There they got a kind of touchdown there at the end after a personal foul call, and you could see Mackay kind of, I want to say, kind of led up. It was like, hey, I'm not going to late hit at the goal line or something and get called for another personal foul. So, all in all, pretty good win tonight, and you did what you needed to do to go out and beat a 2-7 team.
Yeah, the immediate aftermath of it, Kevin, I'm sitting here thinking, was that maybe the best offensive performance we saw in the region against the Cadets, outside of maybe Ware? I don't know that anybody moved the ball as consistently. Obviously, BC kind of buckled down in the red zone and didn't allow the football into the end zone, but just between the 20s, I don't know that a team really moved the football consistently on the Cadets like New Hampstead was able to tonight. I just think the pressure that was put on the offense by the fact that the defense wasn't stopping anything really put you in for a world of hurt. But I was impressed by New Hampstead offensively, and I think it gave you some film to watch. And if nothing else, it gave maybe some other teams some ideas about how to attack you. But again, I don't know that there's too many other teams that run the style of offense you saw tonight, where it was hitting a 3-step drop, balls out in a window just like that. I mean, and it's obviously a lot of guys who play a lot of football together down there, as well as a brother-to-brother connection that kind of got you a few times. So, again, something you haven't really seen before tonight. I think maybe exposed some stuff where, hey, that secondary hasn't really been tested since Ware, and even before that, really against Buford. Tonight you got tested, and they beat you a few times.
Time for our Cool Vibes Pizza Player of the Game. Coach Danny Britt making his way up here. He'll join us in just a little bit. But, Christian, a lot of places you could go tonight. Who's the winner of the Cool Vibes Pizza Player of the Game?
Yeah, I think there's a number of guys defensively that had good performances. Mackay goes out there, gets that interception. Really, the front seven I thought played very well in this one. But offensively, I think it kind of started with Stanley Smart, and we talked about it last week. Quietly had 70 yards on the ground against Perry. Doesn't seem like it, but I mean, just goes out there and pounds it. But tonight, I just think a do-it-all kind of a player for you. Outside blocking, obviously ran the ball really hard between the tackles, was able to pick up a touchdown on the ground. But then that really got the night started with just a quick little Steven, find him as a safety valve. He turns upfield, breaks about 6 tackles, and scores a touchdown right there. And then it was just a race from there to that 49 points the Cadets were able to put up. So I'm going to say Stanley Smart. I thought your running back, and he is a running back, stepped up in a really big way for you tonight.
So he's our Cool Vibes Pizza Player of the Game. We'll step aside, Christian. Coach Britt, almost all the way up here, will join us when we come back. This is the Attorney Jonathan Dunn postgame show here on WatchBC Sports.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Vernon Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
Cadets win it big over at New Hampstead tonight to finish up the regular season, and Coach Danny Britt joining us here high atop Pooler Stadium. Coach, tonight you jumped out early, offensively made some plays. Again, you got playmakers all over, and they kind of showed that again tonight.
Yeah, they definitely did. I think we came out and executed pretty well offensively to start with, and I can't even remember how several of the scores were, so I had to go back and see the film. But anyway, I thought we came out and was playing with pace and playing, pretty fluid. So I thought offensively we came out and did a good job.
On the other side, I know you talked with Christian earlier today, and Coach Hockman, he can coach offensive football, and you're going to have guys throw it around. What is it about what he does? It seems like whether it's Paulie Seeley or Truel or another Hockman, they've been able to find holes in your defense and really give you fits.
Well, I think one thing what they do is they just keep spinning it, and they may throw 3 interceptions, may throw 4 interceptions. They don't care. where most people are trying to balance it out. But basically they're just throwing it to the wolves and saying, let's go. So that in that mindset just makes it really hard. And also, I will say, Coach Hopman, he has a very good mind. He understands, and he'll understand that he'll take the smallest pass and just keep taking it until you do something different. I will also like to say, his nephew, 10, Hockman, man, he's just over and over again stood in there, released the ball, took the hit or not took the hit. I'm very impressed with what he did. So, they do a good job of that. Of course, I knew that. I've coached against Kyle a number of times. I knew that would be a challenge. And it, honest to God, it makes it hard to sub, too, in the second half. Is you can't really sub because they'll just start scoring points and all of a sudden onside kicking and we're in trouble.
Your quarterback played really well tonight as well. And we talked about the arm strength on both sides from the quarterbacks. He showed off his wheels and the elusiveness tonight in a lot of big spots where could have taken a sack, turned it into a 7-8 yard gain.
Yeah, he did a good job of that tonight, and we've been telling him, he's got to do more of that. Just tuck it and go. Go get 10 yards. Go get 15 yards. I thought he was going to go ahead and take one about 30. And so, no, he's got to be able to do that. He's a very athletic. He's 207 pounds right now. Go and make it happen. And I thought he did a good job of that.
Coach, you get a week off before the playoffs. How do you use that? What are some things that maybe you say we got to clean up before you get ready to play whoever it's going to be?
Yeah, we got to watch the film and get exactly, but there's things we got to clean up, and we should be. I think there's some check downs that Steven has to make. I heard AJ losing his mind a little bit over it that he's going to have to take, and so we'll work on that. Defensively, I thought we missed some tackles that we just got to work on, which is so hard because you don't want to beat them up, but we're going to have to do that next week. But right now, the next, tomorrow we'll come in football period, E-block, and we'll condition a little bit, stretch, talk about, where we're at and what we're doing, and then take a few days off and let them rest and kind of recoup.
Coach, I know you had running clock there in the fourth, but didn't play a lot of the backup guys because, you guys held the ball for 8-9 minutes, I think, in that third quarter, right, and then had it a lot in the fourth.
Yeah, we didn't, like I said, we didn't really get to play that many. We played, we wanted Amari, a couple things. I want to play them because we found out last week why were we cramping? Well, we hadn't played a full game in over a month. So you have to do that when you can. There's just no way to replace. There's no way to go condition for that tomorrow. Also, we wanted Amari to get in with the ones and get that experience and run the offense. And that's important. What if Steven goes down? We want to be prepared. And then defensively, we really couldn't. We subbed, but it was our normal subs, right, guys that go in anyway. We couldn't really just wholesale sub. I hate it, but I told the guys, we're at the end of the season. We're in a different spot. We played our sub-varsity games. We got a ton of guys playing on special teams. We play a lot of guys when it's all that. So that's just where we're at now.
Coach, favorite time of year now? You get one more to try to play one more at this time of year. What does this group kind of feel like to you, having played 9 games and heading into the playoffs?
It feels great. I think we're in a really good spot right now. I think the guys are working hard. I think everybody believes that we can go win a championship, and they understand. Hopefully, I think we'll even understand a little better after today that we're going to have to go really, really work on details and play every game. We're played up in the 4A, and everybody's going to be pretty daggum good. So we have to go play and go work each week. And I think the guys are ready for the challenge.
And one thing you have eliminated, the bus ride, at least for the first couple rounds of this thing. And how big is that, just making somebody else, whoever it is, drive here?
It's huge. And it's huge, especially after last year. I think it would have been devastating for us if we'd ended up having to do that again. I thought we did a really good job with it last year, but we'll all agree that third game, we were kind of done. We were like, oh, man, this is a lot. Just turn around, right back to Atlanta. And so very, very good. Yeah, we get to be home. I'm sure there'll be big crowds because they hadn't got to see many games this year. So I'm excited. I know the boys are excited.
Well, Coach, we appreciate the time. Go warm up somewhere, and congratulations on perfect region slate, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, thank you. Go Cadets.
Coach Danny Britt joining us up here. We'll come right back, put a wrap on this one here on Watch BC Sports.
Want to make some extra cash just by sitting on your couch? At Cash and Carry in Savannah, Georgia, we buy any car, no matter the condition, and take it right off the road. Just visit the link, enter your car details, and get an instant offer. Cash and Carry, turning cars into cash without leaving your couch.
Barnes Restaurant is celebrating 50 years of serving Savannah, offering these delicious, money-saving takeout specials.
20-piece hand-breaded chicken finger basket for only $19.75. 12 pieces fried or rotisserie chicken for only $19.75. And feed a large group quick with our 50-piece fried or rotisserie chicken for just $50.
Call ahead for faster service or order online at barnesrestaurant.com.
Criminal defense, family law, child custody, DUI, and divorce. When so much is on the line, you need expert legal representation. The one to call is Savannah's own Jonathan V. Dunn, PC, attorney at law. Voted the Thomson Reuters super lawyer consecutively since 2023 and an Avo top attorney rating of 9.7. You can count on Jonathan V. Dunn to leave no stone unturned to deliver the justice you seek. Contact 912-200-9352 or online at jvdattorney.com.
Well, Christian, back here at Pooler, big win for BC. Next up, first round of the playoffs. Don't know who that'll be. Just know it'll be at home at Memorial Stadium, and we'll have it for you here on Watch BC Sports. Everybody off next week, but there will be a Danny Britt show on Thursday at high noon at Bowtie Barbecue. So we'll know who we're playing at that point, and you guys will be able to at least break down the early scope of what that's going to look like.
Absolutely, and excited, man. Just this is the best time of the year. Everybody wants to be practicing on Thanksgiving eventually, and I know Danny Britt and the guys going to have this team ready, and it's experience that a lot of these players have making these runs in the playoffs, and hopefully that pays off for them this year.
A lot of football still left. Another Friday night coming up. Tomorrow's the last Friday night around the state for the regular season, so that's why you can't officially say who you're going to play. Region 8 still got a full slate of games tomorrow night, so everybody's got to play one more before you can officially say. But I want to say like an East Forsyth, somebody in kind of hanging around. They're all very similar in their records. There, I think North Oconee up top.
I think Flowery Branch is the most likely that you're going to see.
Yeah, and then 2, 3, 4, 5 is all kind of within a game of each other.
Yep.
So it could be very interesting how that one plays out. So we'll see what it ends up being after tomorrow night. Christian will be at Bowtie Barbecue next Thursday with Danny Britt for the Danny Britt Show. And as always, like, subscribe so you know exactly when we go live and you won't miss a minute of Benedictine sports talk or sports action. That'll do it for us. Christian Gokel, I'm Kevin Thomas. We're going to go get warm, not on top of the press box, somewhere other than here. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you soon here on Watch BC Sports.